Oh, did you hit the button? Yes, you did.
I hit the button. We are live. Theoretically.
So we started off on a fantastic foot. Could not have started any smoother.
Yeah, I mean it's keeping with tradition, I think, right?
This is keeping with tradition. Everyone expects it.
Yep.
At the very least, we went on prior to encountering any issues. Wait, hold on.
Sure.
I'm still hungover right now.
That was a good plan.
You know, you're the one that planned this.
I planned this, and I didn't foresee last night happening, and there was too much alcohol drank last night, and now we're gonna drink all day, and we're gonna test the limits. We're gonna test the limits of my wee self. Okay, let's introduce everybody.
It's a good idea.
That is a good idea. I'm Vito.
I'm Josh.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Graham.
And we have a Graham.
And a quick thank you to John G for $5 super chat. Congrats, Cast Strength. Thank you, John. Couldn't be here without you guys. Should we tell everybody? Should we tell everyone what we're doing for the super chats?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So hold on.
Let's all find out at the same time what Vito has planned for the super chats that I don't remember or wasn't part of. Let's find out together.
Yes.
Where did he go? He just makes an announcement.
He left.
Never mind. I guess that's fine. He just left.
You know what it is? I took all my bottles out. All my bottles are out. But I forgot about 2 bottles. These guys right here.
Oh, no, those should have stayed forgotten.
They should have stayed forgotten, but I'm gonna make it interesting for everybody. So here's my plan for the super chats. Is when a super chat over $2 comes in, I'm gonna put an ounce of White Walker into this rocks glass.
And then
I will drink it when it gets full.
Oh God.
No.
Yikes.
No, don't do that.
Vito, why? But also, can you send yourself super chats? Let me.
That is my plan for.
That sounds like an interesting plan, Vito.
Are you gonna stick with your Pappy thing, Brad?
Christina in the chat. Vito dead after $100.
So
oh boy.
Challenge.
Well, I don't know if there's anything that I should do with super chats today. I already adulterated some Pappy 23 the last time that I dared people to send in super chats.
Yes. See, here's my more manageable and sensible plan. I actually even have a little measuring cup in ounces here. So I'm gonna take the Scotch Test Dummies advice and go for 1 ounce per hour. I'm sure there'll probably be a handful of exceptions to that rule, but sure. I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna make it to 10 p.m. Or that's how late we're going? Is that right?
Oh God! All right.
Call.
Yeah. Thank you, Gretchen Galladay. Should I be saying
Gretchen?
Effectively, Gretchen, you just get Google money. That's all you do.
Try her share.
She's going to expect her share of that super chat too. You just know.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. To make this a bit more fair, since this is punishment, it's a half. I'm gonna do ½ ounce pours for every super chat because this is gonna take a long time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You don't want to die.
Yeah.
Please don't die.
So there's 1 ounce, 1 for John G, and 1 for
Patrick Cone.
1 for Gretchen Galladay.
Oh, are we attempting to kill Vito? I'm guessing it wouldn't take too much. Patrick.
All right, so another
Cheers.
Another ½ ounce for Patrick Cone. Sir, you magnificent bastard, you.
Speaking of
everyone's glasses, by the way, as we start out this long day of drinking, we're going with some Deanston 12.
Deanston 12, yeah.
Deanston 12 to start out.
Well, speaking of Patrick Cone, I figured because I haven't had any whiskey since Thursday morning, when I was at Balcones, but Patrick Cone was one of the kindest human beings in the whiskey community. Sent me a little bit of Tempest Box, Tobias, and the Angel.
Oh boy!
Oh,
nice.
Right. And I figure if I'm going to have that, it needs to be first. when I haven't had any whiskey whatsoever. Or,
Yeah.
should I have something like just a little bit of green spot or something to kind of
Prime yourself, maybe.
prime the palate? Maybe I should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I do have some green spot.
Crusaders with a $10 super chat. Congrats, cask strength. Vito's wee liver is not going to make it.
Oh, God.
What's the over-under on
It's not gonna be
Vito's
a fun time.
liver surviving the day?
Is that Matt and or Sarah?
That's probably Matt. I think Sarah's is Sarah Whiskey Crusaders.
Yeah, it's probably Matt.
So who's in the chat? So we got the Cult of Ardbeg, Lance and Christina. Whiskey Barbecue. That's probably Ryan, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Ryan.
Keith Colbert, Gretchen, Patrick Cohn, like we said. Still in Canada, that's our good friend Mark from Silver Fox Distilleries.
Mm-hmm.
Steve A.
Who else we got? We've got a Wild Lance in the chat.
You do, Mr. Guy Davis. Thank you for joining us. Oh, is Bobby and Sam from My Whiskey She Wines? Oh, there they are. They're here.
Yeah,
they're going to be on later on tonight, guys. For anyone wondering.
Oh, nice.
So I got to put another half ounce here for Matt.
we got Raymond the bottom shelf. We got Teresa Canadian Whiskey Smith is in. Awesome. All sorts of cool people on.
Cool. What's everyone? Okay, so I'm gonna pour myself some Jameson Caskmates to start off the day.
Good call. Yeah, I went ahead with the green spot in my teeny Glencairn.
So I already messed up, guys. I poured the shot of White Walker into my clean Glencairn.
We're starting off well.
Yes.
This is gonna go.
And the
like 5 minutes
whiskey enthusiast has just super chatted us $5 for future liver transplant. See, I'm in Canada, so it's free.
He's got a channel that if anybody hasn't checked out as well, does reviews of wine and whiskey, as the name would suggest. So go over there and check him out. Hi, Whiskey She Wines. Just $5. Congrats on 1K, guys. Drink some water. You got a long day ahead. Yes, absolutely. That's excellent advice. I've got a giant thing of water.
Jeffrey Patron with a $20 super
Oh my
chat.
God.
Vito Memorial Stream. Congrats.
This is my sign off on the channel.
Tell Vito today, like this video is going to be banned from YouTube, so we got to keep him alive.
Yeah, this is the farewell tour.
That's right.
All right, so what is that? A half ounce.
Jeez, the chat wants Vito dead. That's
So this is
weirdly
for,
depressing.
this
To
is
have
for
the chat just they want you dead so much.
I can't tell if this means that Vito's really popular or really not popular.
yeah, this is hard. Okay, so that was for I Whiskey She Wines.
But yeah, Mike Lissack with the $5. Vito's going down.
This
Whiskey
was
Wines,
that was for Patron.
So every donation over $2 is a half ounce. Sweet tea 1985, $21 after this week.
This is for Mike.
A huge dent in my collection today. Okay.
You see, what Vito didn't expect is
Join us for
that
heavy drinking all day.
Yeah.
his challenge would be fulfilled in the first 10 minutes.
And Sweet Tea, this one's for you guys. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, what are the stretch goals, Vito? Because I don't think this is going to last the whole
No,
stream.
it's not.
By the end of this, Vito's got a pitcher full of White Walker.
I mean, look, it's already pretty hefty. That's a hefty glass of White Walker. Oh God.
Multiple donations are cool.
Whiskey wise, so multiple donations are cool.
Okay,
Sure.
no,
I mean, I'll allow it. Fine.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
This would
This
happen.
won't last until the 30-minute mark. That is possible.
Okay, so this is the
The
last.
next challenge might have to involve water just to keep Vito alive.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 5 bottles of water in front of me, but I'm probably gonna have to go get more. So
That's why it's not going to be enough.
I will do this once and once only. Oh my God, no!
Mitch.
Whiskey wise, just keep popping those $2 donations.
No, that's it. That's it.
Fun,
I'm not doing doubles. I will do 1 ounce for Mitch. But after this, no one. If you donate double, I will not pour for you.
Changing
more
the rules
doubles.
of the game on the fly.
I've been overruled. No more doubles.
No more doubles. I want to survive.
That's fair. I guess. Whatever.
But thank you everyone for donating for my pain, your pleasure.
Gretchen with another $2.
Wow.
Gretchen. Wow, that's.
Gretchen's just in the other room.
Isn't she just like in the other room, Josh? Like, what? You're letting her kill Vito.
I didn't think it through, so I am setting stipulations as I go. So
Fair enough.
All right. Well, after all that,
This is off to a great, totally professional start. So what are we doing on this stream anyway?
what are we doing on this stream? I mean,
there was a plan, but it wasn't my plan, so I'm not entirely sure what we're doing. Other than I showed up with whiskey.
that's a broad.
And there's going to be guests. I know there's lots of guests.
there's guests, and there's going to be funds and things.
So earlier you said, should we tell them what we're doing with the super chats, and then you walked away.
Because I went to go get the White Walkers.
Yeah, but did you
mean? Tried to kill Vito. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the idea that we're? I assume you meant what are we buying with the super chats?
No, well.
No. I think he was just trying to commit suicide via whiskey-related super chats.
I see.
No, well, at least me and Brad talked about this, and we were joking that for every super chat, I was gonna pour an ounce. He was gonna keep tally to like do the Pappy 23 mixture.
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna just say yeehaw and strum a chord on a guitar.
That sounds appropriate.
Okay, so what time is it right now? It's 1:17. Oh, for the love of God! This is gonna turn silly soon.
Soon. It hasn't happened yet.
No.
Yeah. Wait for
We
it.
haven't hit our stride yet.
You'll know when it happens.
We haven't hit our stride yet. So pretty much for today, we're just gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be inviting some friends on from other channels. I think we're probably gonna end up going quite some time, probably into like 10 o'clock tonight. And the plan is that every hour we're gonna have a 15-minute break, where we're gonna just kind of take a break. The stream will keep on going, but it's gonna have like a screen to say, we'll be right back, because we're gonna need to set up provisions and make sure that we're gonna survive the whole time. So I don't know. I was thinking that maybe I'll probably stay on for a couple of those and just shoot shit with the chat, and maybe that'll be the time when I drink my White Walker bullshit.
We take a break, and Vito just keeps drinking.
And I just keep drinking. And Dave
Kramer, with a $10 super chat.
Dave Kramer, thank you for the super chat.
Vito.
We're gonna half ounce it, and there we go. It's so syrupy.
I Whiskey She Wines is wondering what time they are on.
I just messaged them. So
okay.
Yeah, go check out your Facebook messenger.
Yeah, I think kind of the idea that we discussed is that after 8-ish p.m., it'll be kind of, hey, everybody show up when you're able and pop in. But
you're saying it's going to get sloppy, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll get a little bit less structured, if that means anything.
Yeah,
less structured. That sounds weirdly like a challenge at this point, but sure.
Should we? Oh, Jesus Christ! Money for flowers. I'm glad that everyone's having.
Congrats on 1K, guys! Here's some money for flowers for Vito's funeral.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Things are getting dark. It's not even a half hour.
Someone mentioned up here. Where is it? Mike Lissack said 4 p.m. Vito will be dead. He'll be our little Sebastian. You know what? If I could be on the same level of little Sebastian, I'm okay with that.
Oh my God, you are little Sebastian, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, Jason Drums joining us in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, he'll be on a little bit later. And so before we start having all these random guests on, I wanted to ask y'all, like, we talk about our favorite moments in the whiskey world in the last year.
Yes.
I was just curious, I mean, there's been a ton of them, right? What if I asked you what was your favorite moment in the last year related to whiskey? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Brad, do you want to go first? Brad, do you want to go first?
There's a few. There are a few.
Yeah, you can have a few. I mean, we got time.
We have nothing but time.
Spot is probably when I was dumb enough to drive 8 hours to New Jersey to hang out at the Cult of Ardbeg headquarters with Christina and Lance and Mitch, Weddle, and a few other people. And then I drove back another 8 hours the next morning after drinking heavily for New Year's Eve. Somehow that was still extremely enjoyable. And it varied so far from anything that I would have done in the past as far as trying to be social. I have friends in town that I haven't seen in a couple of years. So doing that to like go be social with people for a couple of hours was bonkers. And it just sort of signified to me that things have changed a lot in my life because of the whiskey world that I have entered.
Absolutely.
Graham, do you have a moment that stands out for you?
Just a couple of them having to do with you guys. It's just getting to know you and Brad and seeing you in Toronto and here and just having some pretty good times. That and Dreamcast 32.
That was an easy
situation.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah, and damn him, he washed the glass. Last time I was here, I had a dram of it, and I was hoping the glass would still be sitting there when I came in.
No, you gotta watch them. I only have 30 or 40 glasses for the one of me that drinks here. So
one have that lingering smell.
It would probably still be lasting too.
Yeah,
that lasts forever.
What about you, Vito?
So many. The one that always comes back to me is my impromptu fly out to Austin for 48 hours of fun. Then and meeting everybody like in person. That was that always kind of stands above a lot of things. And then just like Brad said, the general things that happen because you're involved in whiskey in such an amazing community. You're just exposed to so many things that you might not have normally exposed yourself to. And
Absolutely.
You meet new friends, you go places, it's hard to make new friends, especially like when you put, past 30, it's just like, why do I need more people in my life? And that's why I was always like that. I was like, I have my 6 friends. That's all. Like, that's it. And then I got involved with whiskey, and I met all these new friends, and it's just like it was the best thing to happen to me, to be able to meet new friends and really kind of broaden, experiences with everybody.
Right. Isn't it crazy how quickly and easily that happens? Like,
it was so fast.
That's always amazing to me that you go and meet whiskey people in all sorts of different contexts and different backgrounds, and instantly none of that stuff matters, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's fast friends, it seems.
Whiskey is a catalyst.
That it is. I've had obviously so many different experiences and made all sorts of new friends and all of that kind of stuff, just like you guys were saying. I'd say kind of the coolest thing that happened recently that I was really surprised by is this Thursday I was invited up to Balcones to help do some blind tasting. They're putting together the next batch of their Mirador malt whiskey for this year, and they invited me, Daniel Whittington, and then one other gentleman to come up and have a bunch of blind samples, give our thoughts on those blind samples, and then we're going to do a couple of rounds of that in order to kind of narrow down what this year's batch of Mirador should look like for them, which barrels they should use, and in what proportions they should blend them. So that was really, really cool to get just a random invitation from Balcones to say, hey, we know you love our stuff, and why don't you come up here and help us figure out what Mirador looks like this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was really exciting, and of course, get to try a bunch of other cool stuff that's not out just yet. But this year's batch of peated, if they come out with it this year, oh man, look out!
Save me some.
The jealousy.
Save me some.
So much jealousy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I wanna. Brad, because I think you probably have a better idea. Do we know if the first guesses were going to be ready for, what was it, 2:00?
He should be.
He should be. Don't give the people too many clues.
I sent him the message he asked for. So maybe you did the same, Brad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So should be good.
Should be good.
Awesome.
Cool. If somehow we're able to pull off having everyone on when they need to be on, I may just quit at that point and just be like, this cannot have gone any smoother. I can't believe this.
This is Vito's magnum opus. He's leaving on a high note.
Yeah.
I like that plan. Mostly because it means I get to quit, and I've been trying to quit for so long. Just getting tired.
How many times do you reckon you've been fired?
Have you been fired at all?
A few. Last time I tried to get fired, I got a promotion though, so it's getting tricky.
I caught on to your games, Brad. I had to throw you a curveball there. Chug the White Walker, smash the glass,
and gave me a promotion, which I'm not sure he's authorized to do, but I guess it happened. So.
Everybody seems to have it out for you in the chat.
He's on the stream, Ed in the chat is saying, something like that. Still here though, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. We just can't get rid of him. He keeps hanging around.
I mean, last stream I did, I got paid, so I mixed past 23 with all that ridiculous nonsense, and people gave me money, and it was great.
Son of a bitch.
Several people hated me, but it was fun.
So what is everybody? Is everybody in the chat drinking something? Randall is brewing a batch of beer, so he will be drinking something. But are we the only ones drinking Midday right now?
Yeah, maybe. It could be a thing.
It is a little early.
I think the chances of that are pretty low, though.
It's a little early, but knowing our crowd, we got some people drinking, I bet.
John V's probably got like a wall of Springbank in front of him.
So Mike's got a bit of Joseph Magnus. Lance has Ardbeg in his future. I'm shocked.
So shocked.
Doug Balcones Rye, right on. Awesome. And Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy, Donald Rance, dude. Very nice.
Gretchen is drinking Diet Coke. Okay, sure.
She forgot to get some bottles from it. I mean, if you want, there's plenty here.
If only she knew where there was some whiskey.
Oh, and Ryan, Ryan, he got a nice Jameson recently. It was, what was it, 18-year-old cast strength, I think it was. Cracking that open later, very nice.
I bet that would be tasty.
So,
here's the earth. Oh yeah, you watched that. I want to actually get the chat's opinion if they've ever watched the End of the World, End of the World, old
that thing.
That old Newgrounds clip.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's watched it, or if I'm the only I think me and Brad and Daniel maybe.
What was it that started? Was Lesai?
I am tired.
I am tired.
Yeah, we were on stream a couple nights ago, and I was like, I am tired. I'm going to bed. And Josh was like, the fuck?
Tired. What is this? Some Canadian shit? I don't understand. Yeah.
Fires and measles. Ed knows.
It was some French shit, Josh. So
Close enough. Close enough.
Fair.
All right.
Ed in chat knows what we're talking about. Fires and missiles. Hey, we're not the only ones.
That's good.
Lance in the
I
chat.
feel like it's a very Jeffrey thing to have watched.
All right, so I've had my tiny little bit of green spot here.
Whip out that bad boy now.
I am going to. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Getting banned from YouTube this early in the
Jeez.
we're not even waiting like until later in the evening to get banned from YouTube. That's fine. Saves me the rest of the day, I guess.
Right. So as I'm pouring this, I guess I'll talk about. So we talked about the going up to balcones this week, but tomorrow getting to go to Garrison Brothers. So I can't actually. I have to pace myself because I'm going to help bottle the Texas Whiskey Trail Barrel Selection.
Oh, nice.
Garrison Brothers tomorrow. So if I'm super hungover and I have to be out at that distillery at 8 a.m. to go and I guess they're gonna have fried chicken for us or something, or barbecue or something like that, and then we're gonna bottle and wax dip all the stuff, and of course I'm sure quality control.
Hungover food.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I am gonna drink the good stuff while I can still taste. That is excellent advice, Mitch. So. This again, the Compass Box, Tobias, and the Angel. And what was it that went into this? I pulled it up. It's 49.1% whiskey from Kalila and 50.9% from Kleinleash. And what is it? These are 30-something years old. 24-year-old. 24-year-old. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Will from Whiskey Crusaders just showed up in the chat. Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
And,
Nathan Deckinga. Good to see you, man. So, break out one of my fanciest glasses here.
the fancy ones.
With the stem and everything. Oh, and there's Sarah as well. Sarah's in.
Hi, Sarah. Oh, we should talk a little bit once Josh gives us his opinions on the Tobias. What we had, Brad.
Go ahead. I'll need to spend a minute with this, I'm sure.
All right. Sarah, we had some Floki.
That's right.
I mean, we technically had some Floki. It wasn't the right Floki though.
No, it wasn't. It was just their. It was a single malt. It wasn't peated or anything.
What was the regular?
Yeah, I thought it was a peated, but when I got to my cousin's place and looked at the small little bottle, it was just like the standard, and I was like, ah. But it was still. We drank it. It was good.
Yeah.
Just young, bright, and barnyardy.
Yeah.
So I did actually. I went up to the level 1 sommelier class graduation on Wednesday night and hung out for a little bit, and all the new graduates of that class went up into the vault. And at one point, I just sort of shouted over the room. I said, "All right. Who's not going to be a little bitch and try some Floki?" And grab a bottle off the floor. I got 4 or 5 people to try it.
Did you try it?
I don't care.
I mean, problem is fine.
I'd try it for sure.
So I got a few people to try it. There was some mixed reactions, a little bit of revulsion, a little bit of people who were attracted to such a thing. But yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
I feel like it's turning into like this kink shit in the Floki.
Hey, man, no judgment.
It's all subjective, man. No, if you're not going to shame people for liking, bottom shelf nonsense that you don't necessarily enjoy yourself, then don't shame people for liking things like Floki, man.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's worth a try if you want to be just an open-minded person, right? It's worth it.
Everyone should.
Yeah. The only thing I can think, and maybe it's one of those suggestibility things, is the only thing I can think is barnyard when I drink. Like wet hay and
It's gamey. Yeah, it's definitely got a barnyard gamey kind of a texture to it.
I'd try it. After having the unpeated one, I'd be totally open to trying the sheep dung peated. Sheep dung smoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dung. I hate that word. Dung. I hate it.
It's
I
pretty,
hate the word.
bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I go with the etymology term, frass.
What is it?
Yeah. Go with the etymology term, frass.
Frass? I actually kind of like that.
Frass.
No one will know.
People won't know what it is.
No, that's right.
It'll be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
It's good. You could give an accurate description of what it is before they taste it, and once they like it, you'll be like, cheap shit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm wondering about, first of all, this is lovely, of course. I mean, I would expect nothing less from something like this, but it's 47.6%, it looks like. God, it's such a beautiful balance of like fruitiness and then like a campfire smoke. Oh. I haven't even taken a sip yet, though, so I just want to kind of live in the nose here for a little bit.
Yeah, that one dram will push you past the hour mark. So
That's true. That's true.
oh, that's what we should like. It should have been all like high end whiskeys, so that we just it's 1 an hour.
Yeah, no, I thought about doing that. I do have a couple of sort of more rare, high end, expensive things pulled out over here.
You should take out the White Walker your White Walker to put beside them.
Or not. I could also not do that.
Gretchen mentioned it.
Yeah, no, we could definitely do a fancy whiskey an hour. We could pull that.
Yeah, I do have a couple of not necessarily fancy or rare, but once again, I've got 4 more Patrick Cohn samples set to the side here that are.
There you go. That'll get that. That's halfway.
Yeah. So starting off with the best, but I do have some other interesting things from one from an Arizona distillery, 2 from an Arizona distillery, 2 different Arizona distilleries rather, and then 2 from Corsair that he sent. So excited to try all those. This is my first time dipping into these samples that he sent me. So
good time to dip into them.
Yeah, exactly. Thought I'd save some nice high quality rare stuff, and then some also just interesting, funky, craft distillery stuff.
All right, I just want to say, Nathan Deckinga has to take off. Dude, we're going to be going for a long time, so hopefully we will be on, and you can join in on the back end of the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, if people want to pop in and out, by all means, don't feel obliged to stick around the whole time.
Unless you want to just watch our decline into insanity.
So Teresa was asking which
anything. Come back later once it's sloppy and weird, and it'll be great.
Christina was asking Teresa was saying which Arizona distilleries. One is called Town Under Black, which is a intriguing name for a distillery, and the other one's Elgin Distillery, which is, I guess, in Elgin, Arizona. It looks like.
I feel like I've seen that label before, Elgin.
One's just a Arizona straight bourbon whiskey. The Town Under Black one is the one I'm super curious to try. It's called Six Sky, I believe. Yeah, Six Sky. It's a blue corn whiskey infused with cacao husks.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Cacao husks.
Man, this is just all right. I got to take a sip of this and just stop smelling it, as glorious as it is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Graham, I don't see a glass in your hand. Don't be bashful.
It's empty.
I mean, we can fix that.
Yeah. I got to be a little bit with it later on tonight. I got to run out to daughter's roller derby game. So.
Oh, before you leave, Graham, you have to whip out those pickles.
Oh, gee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is not a euphemism.
No.
I would prefer if it was, frankly.
That's not happening.
I would try the pickles if necessary.
Yeah. Patrick, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. God, it's I always struggle with describing these really complex and like perfectly balanced whiskeys in a way that I feel that's useful. You know, like I just want to say, oh, well, it's smoky, but citrusy, but also fruity, but they're all like perfectly balanced. And then I get this like lingering finish and it's all, you can tell the age on it, but it's also kind of light, you know, it's like, I want to throw all these descriptors at it. And then I feel like I'm just describing all of the things, right?
I think I've given up on like the concept of tasting notes.
Really?
Like, if I like it and you've liked things that I said that I liked in the past, maybe you'll like this.
Right.
Outside of that, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? But I agree with Brad a little bit on that. It's like the whole tasting notes very interesting, like aspect of whiskey drinking to take part in, but at the same time, it can be a little bit tiresome as well.
Yeah, I think it's one thing. Like I tend not to focus on that kind of thing too much, unless, like I said, when we were doing the blind tastings at Balcones for Mirador. Now I'm really trying to think about, you know, does this seem cardboardy to me? Is this like buttery? Is this one more floral? Does this one have a bit more spice? What kind of spice are we talking about? You know,
Yeah, I think
really trying to think about it, but
in situations like that, you really have to rely on pulling the notes. But on a general day to day, unless you're trying something brand new,
right?
Yeah,
totally different mode. Like trying to do an in-depth analysis.
Beyond taste, which I like that statement a lot better than Brad. Brad is too lazy to come up with tasting.
He's evolved beyond it.
Oh,
He's reached a new plane of existence.
It's not even final form.
I like that turn of phrase much better than how I would describe the situation.
Ray has a good one. I'd like to hear what story each whiskey brings to you as opposed to actual notes. That's actually really good.
No, that's absolutely.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, the story is, you know, it's good to talk about tasting notes and things like, you know, what kind of finish it has and all these things. That's all useful. But what's so much more useful, especially if you're not talking to somebody who's nerding out about whiskey at the same time, right, is to tell a story about it.
Yeah.
That's so much more engaging and interesting, and kind of, you know, you can reach out to people that aren't super dorky about their whiskey things.
Yeah. And that gives me a really good idea, because I don't know about you guys, but I've been really sort of trying to figure out what role, like how I want to do videos for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sort of decided that I don't want to do pre-recorded videos anymore, like at least by myself. Like if the three of us do like the joint reviews, I dig those.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I want to hear the people in the chat's opinions, and I might post this on the Facebook page as a poll idea. Would you be open to live reviews where I just pop on for like 20-30 minutes? I'd try a whiskey when we discuss it with the chat. Like I'll discuss it with the chat if you've had it before, and like, oh, this is what I'm tasting. Do you guys taste something different? And I can kind of evolve with those notes. Like, oh, I'm tasting butterscotch, but I've never really smelled butterscotch from this before, and I'll try to like find it.
Yeah, it's so much better to sit down with somebody, even if it's via a chat or something like that.
Yeah, I think if people are down for that idea,
yeah, absolutely.
And then Teresa mentioned that she wants a new cocktail with Vito episode, and I could probably do like one pre-recorded one a month, maybe, like do something like that. But I like I've started to fall back on the idea of doing like a once a week live stream, just me and a whiskey and the chat, and like probably on a Monday when my normal videos would drop, but like at night.
Yeah, I think we've, I mean, you know, I don't speak for myself, but I think, you know, you guys would agree. We've all been kind of looking for ways to make this not the same kind of whiskey channel that's that other people do so well.
Yeah.
There's lots of people that do a really great job producing, you know, pre-recorded content and you know, good production quality and stuff like that. And we were looking for ways to make that a little different. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we could try it for like one or two episodes.
Yeah, the more live stuff, it's great.
Yeah, I think I could try it for like one or two weeks and see how it goes, and see everyone's involvement, and kind of take it from there.
Mm-hmm. I think even also, I mean, you know, if we could pop on two people, even if they're drinking two different things, let's say, but you could be talking with one another, and somebody, even if you're not drinking the exact same thing, you could maybe suggest something, or say a word or a phrase that really cements what it is you're trying to find in that whiskey, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we had this channel came from, was us talking about it and getting so much more out of the experience by just being just in conversation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely. I guess since we're talking about like new concepts and trying to do things a little bit differently, I could maybe just sort of describe, it's very, very early yet, but I am planning on branching off and doing something that's very Texas specific.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just, it's probably involves some YouTube content, but it's not just that. I bought a domain name and plan to build a website, and I have lots of plans to branch off into something else besides video reviews. That's really just specific to where I am and what I care about the most. Right.
Josh has grown too famous.
It's
I love the idea though.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much, and like we already have a name. We already have a domain name and some things set up and kind of a concept, but there's nothing to go see yet. I've built nothing.
But plans are in place.
Plans are in place, and there's it's going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. There'll be some merch involved. It will be everything Texas whiskey. So we've been talking about it. I've had a number of people kind of pushing me in that direction in one way or another for quite a while, and we finally came across a name and a concept that really felt good. So
awesome, excited.
Yeah,
very cool.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
We'll see it in a year probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably see something earlier than that.
Yeah, I was being a joke because professionalism and all that.
Yeah. Well, and it'll have a different vibe.
Just wait until he reads his contract and finds the exclusivity clauses.
Non-compete.
Money off of this new project.
Yeah.
I want if whatever you do, I want poems. I want whiskey poems.
Whiskey poems.
Yeah.
Haikus.
Yeah, from the Texas whiskey poet.
That's right. Somebody did say that once, didn't they?
That's a thing. That's a thing that people have said.
I like Mike Listnack's title, "Texas Inside Me" by Josh.
Yeah, that'd be the name of the first poem, probably. John V talking about got to get the barbecue in there. Yep, that'll be part of it. It'll be Texas whiskey centric for sure, but branch into other things that are sort of stereotypically Texas. Probably involve things like barbecue and whatnot. So yeah, we're excited. There's ideas coming about every day. So I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Oh man, this is one of those it starts off a certain way, and then you start sipping it, and it sits in the glass, and it transforms into something different, and getting more like orchard fruits and like almost a cardamom, like a slight anise type note in there as well, man. Oh, that's so good.
That's very reassuring to hear.
Did you get one of these?
I haven't yet.
It's
not here. as is my habit. I own some.
I see.
I do not currently have access to.
I understand. Yes,
but I will get to it very soon.
Right. That's right. So the Whiskey Crusaders, Will and Matt, they did a whiskey and barbecue pairing. Not an episode, but almost like a series of episodes. So they said they have their next one coming out tomorrow. That's awesome.
Sick.
Excellent.
Teresa Smith. So she's saying before the break, we're actually not taking a break. The first hour is just us. We'll start the breaks in the next hour maybe. Yeah. I'm not even sure if we'll do each hour 15 minutes. We'll try to figure it out. But What do we plan on doing with the super chats?
Coin designs are being worked on.
Yeah.
By the same awesome gentleman that put our logo together. So he has some things in the works, and we have a place to get those the metal ones that sit on top of a Glencairn glass. So that's the stamp style.
I think for now at least, and until October, the super chats are going to primarily just feed into fun things that we can do for the community in October when we're all together.
Right.
Yeah, it'll go back into the community.
We'll feed into the community.
That's what this is all about.
That means we don't know yet. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yep. Aside from Vito's wake.
Aside from Vito's wake, I mean, once we pay for all of that, you know.
I'm wee, so I don't need I don't need a big casket. You don't really need to dig a big hole.
Box, Vito. Cardboard box.
Cardboard box.
I got plenty of large whiskey boxes that I don't need.
Just put me into a whiskey barrel and set me to sea.
There you go.
Ooh.
Actually, that's not bad.
I would actually totally do that.
Oh, I like that's not too bad at all. That seems doable.
Yeah.
Got a barrel. We're all set.
Also, I apologize to everybody for my video quality right now. I did not anticipate the natural light being such an issue when I did all my reconfiguring. So I gotta see if I can fix that. Wow.
It's less and less of an issue as the stream goes on. So.
I think at some point here, I'll probably change locations, even maybe go outside and smoke a cigar at some point later on.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Maybe we can totally do that. I could do that too.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this idea. I planned on move as the night went on and I needed a more comfortable chair to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on moving and just streaming from the old room where my recliner is.
Yeah. I'm sitting in these like planks of wood. Basically, is what my dining room chairs are. So I mean, they're fine, but not for 8-9 hours worth of live stream.
I mean, we have someone later on tonight that enjoys a good cigar. We could probably do it during that hour.
Yeah.
Names withheld for reasons, but for reasons. Okay, so what is it? It's 1:53. We're gonna start this soon, I guess. Well, we've already started, but actually starting with guests.
Yes, I have heard back from said guest.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right.
And we still got how many people in the chat? 29, 30 ish. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. We got Vincent here said he just finished a 2-ounce pour of Octomore, but going to switch to something more summery. Yeah. I did try and keep that a little bit in mind here. Is it's hot as hell. You know what I was doing up until about 45 minutes before we started, I was outside on a ladder and with one of those long saws on a pole, taking giant limbs out of this oak tree in my front yard. We had one of those HOA people came by and drove by and took pictures of my overgrown tree and then sent it to us in an email, this threatening, you need to trim your trees or we're going to get you. So I had to go out there this morning and tear trees up. Pole saw. That's right. Pole saw. Yeah. So I was sweating my nuts off all morning. So something light and summery sounded quite nice.
You know what? I'm gonna whip out the Glengoyne 21 now before my palate is blown.
Oh, there you go.
Also a good idea.
Yeah. So as a reminder to everybody that might have forgotten, because it's been alluded to in the last couple of streams that we've done, is that Brad somehow sabotaged one of my bottles.
You still haven't found that?
No. So today I'm taking the opportunity to drink a little bit from every bottle that I own.
I see.
and to find
Vito's gonna die. Part 2.
And chug the Johnny Walker. Yeah.
just a little taste from everything, just to see what's going on, and yeah.
You see how that works out for you.
Yeah. And what sucks is that I shared this Glengoyne 21 with someone, and they said it was amazing, and I didn't try any that day. So mess with this bottle. That person doesn't know anything.
Steve A in the chat. This is why I contributed money for flowers.
Yeah. Ryan, you are correct. Not the right time of year to trim trees. However, it needed to happen. They're not wrong that it needed to be. It was overhanging the sidewalk, and it was in rough shape. But yeah, I didn't really want to do it right now.
Hold everything. Vincent in the chat made a brimstone old fashioned.
Ooh,
how that worked out.
Dude, that sounds great.
Brimstone fashion. So okay, I can't link the recipe. Just type it out, dude.
Or 8.2.
Just type out the recipe. Don't have to post a link.
Yeah, I won't let you post links, but that's awesome.
Also, responding to Patrick Cohn, what if you put Canadian Mist in the White Walker? There's a very distinct difference in the level of bad from both of those bottles.
Yeah, really.
But which is worse?
White Walker is just a metallic, grainy mess. And Canadian Mist is old, funky, dank diapers.
Yeah, no, it definitely has that sour, like almost vomit-like aftertaste.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Yeah.
Stink bugs. Stink bugs. I go back to that every time.
Stink bugs, yeah.
So yeah, this Glengoyne 21. No, it's definitely Glengoyne 21. So
survey says it's Glengoyne 21.
Glengoyne 21.
Survey says.
Yeah, it's Glengoyne 21.
Okay, that's good. I'm all for a good prank, but I'd be kind of pissed if it was the Glengoyne 21 that got.
I told him he's not going to be that mad.
Well, here's the thing: is like I trust you that even if you were to do something like that, you would take the good stuff out, put it in a clean bottle, and just replace what.
At the very least, you would find something else even more interesting. Be like, where the hell did this come from? I would make it worth your while.
There's the recipe for the brimstone old fashioned.
So 1 ounce bourbon, 1 ounce smoked corn whiskey, 1/2 teaspoon simple syrup, 2 dashes of aromatic bitters, and an orange twist. That sounds nice.
It does. I like the dual bourbon. Well, one bourbon, one corn whiskey.
Yeah, I could see all brimstone being a bit much. But,
sure. Yeah. It is intense.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but it is very intense.
Right.
He used baby blue. Oh, for the. I'm gonna try that. I don't have any brimstone.
No.
But I feel like you can just sub in. Oh, the BBC.
Yeah. It's not going to have the same smokiness, but
No, but
it would be good.
it would probably be good.
It'll be something. Yeah.
Cool. All right, it is 2:00. Should we invite our first guest on?
I think so. I mean, he should just be able to pop in anytime, or does Brad control that, or what? How's that work?
I don't know how that works actually. I feel like if
you sent him the link, then he should be able to pop in.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll just we'll hang out and then
let's just wait in silence until he.
Yeah, that makes a great live stream. Yeah. Just sitting silently drinking.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I could do that without broadcasting. I could sit here quietly, drink to myself.
Yeah.
Teresa said, "Smoke the glass with a burning tire."
Lance in the chat has a good point. Are we like talking about the guests? He's like him. Who is him?
I
Who
think
are we waiting for?
I think there are a couple of guests where we will just leave it until. I mean, everything technically almost everybody was is in the thumbnail.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
So you can probably figure it out, or like just passive elimination. And there we go.
There we are.
Hello?
We figured out.
Hang on. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Yeah. Rex, what's going on, man?
Hey, cheers, you bastards. How you doing?
Yeah.
Good, man. I love that you dressed up for the occasion.
Dude, I'm hearing so much. Hold on a second. Let me take my headphones out because I'm hearing like this round robin of noise.
Yeah, the echo's
All
been.
right. Wait a second. All right. We're doing the technologies. You got to push the buttons.
Here.
All right. Check. How's that? Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Lovely. I'm just going to listen to you on speakers now. All right. What are we doing? The 1,000 live stream celebration?
Yes, we are.
That is
We
it.
are. For some reason, more than 1,000 people have subscribed to this nonsense.
Well, there's a lot of drinking going
That's
on.
how it happened. It happened.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
No, I mean on their part.
Oh yeah, definitely on their part.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
All right. So how are we celebrating? What's going on here? Did you guys
Oh,
get like
boy.
special bottles?
Like
What's the
Vito.
deal?
We're killing Vito, apparently, through super chat.
Well, how's that a celebration? That's every day. We figure out ways to do it.
He volunteered to drink White Walker 1 ounce for every $2 or above super chat.
Now, hold on a second.
He
So
might
here-
actually.
here's the collection as of right now.
Okay. I have a very important question. $2 and above super chat. If I say threw in like $50, would that count as one super chat above $2 or 25 super chats worth?
No, somebody has already tried that. He's limiting it to one per
So
Here's-
I will make an exception for you, Rex.
You are gonna die.
If you were to do such a thing, you wouldn't get 1 ounce pour. You would get a ½ ounce pour.
Okay.
That's still a lot of White Walker,
I'll
man.
meet you somewhere in the middle. A 2 ounce.
Yeah, that's still too much.
We're going 2 ounce pour.
I'll do it. I would
I'm
do it.
25. Yeah?
Yeah, I'll do it. That's fine. Yeah, I'll do it.
Please don't do it. Between you and Daniel, right? Because like half the episodes, I'm trying to get Daniel to blink on something that's so heinous, so ridiculous. No person in their right mind would ever do the thing I'm about to record them doing, and he does it. I have a feeling that Vito is kind of cut from the same cloth. It was like, dude, at some point, common sense needs to kick in.
It is true, though. It really is.
Vito is a little bit more like me, where he'll say something, not realizing the full consequences, but then just go along with it anyway. And
Go with
fine.
the flow.
There's been a couple of times I'm shooting with Daniel, and like the shit I'm doing is like super dangerous. I know it's dangerous. We shouldn't be doing this. This is a horrible idea. And in my head, it's like, well, him backing out and freaking out, that's good content. And I've had to stop. It's like, no, Daniel, I need your own sense of self-preservation to kick in right now. I haven't actually thought through this being fulfilled with, thermite was one.
You can't do this, but I can't be the one to stop it. So
Right.
It's like, what do we do now? It's like, what do we do now? I actually don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Right. Like a dog that finally caught the car. It's like, what do I do?
I never expected you to agree to this. Oh no.
All right. So when did you guys kick off the channel? Like, how long you been doing this to get to 1,000 subs here?
October 12th.
That seems about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the best moments of the cast strength? Any highlights? What have you enjoyed most about the live streaming so far? And then the Google Hangouts is what you guys mostly do on this channel, yeah?
We've done a bunch of like pre-recorded reviews, but we've been more and more live stream.
Yeah. Every time I see you pop up on my YouTube, it's a
my
live.
own laziness.
Okay. Highlights.
Yeah, but honestly, the best part is the ability to interact with everybody.
Yeah.
and just see what everyone's talking about and drinking and catching up with people. Like that's like the like the biggest thing, especially our live streams. It's like just the community.
So you just talk about like feelings
All the time. We're all about those feels here.
Yeah.
feels.
Sure.
He's a sensitive little pup.
I mean, maybe after a few
Yeah.
whiskeys, the feelings
I love
come
you,
out
bro.
here and there.
You're the best. You guys are awesome.
I mean, that's on a normal day. So
That's
I think one of my favorite things besides that has been
is the same.
Well, the first time I met Vito, yeah.
Yeah, that was a day.
That was a day,
The first
yeah,
time
yeah.
that Vito and Graham met, I opened all of my whiskey to them for an
Yeah.
afternoon, and he almost died.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
my family
Nobody ever talks about the downside of generosity.
Yeah.
Almost killing people with no sympathy.
Whatever you want. Oh God. Oh no, we're gonna get so drunk.
So the live stream, I heard.
Sharing with the community and just
I heard you guys are going to be doing like a super long live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try and get to like 10 tonight.
we're going like 8 hours probably.
Why?
Because Vito's insane.
Rex,
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to that question.
I couldn't say no because it was fun.
So I've done a few live streams. They're really exhausting.
Yeah.
Like moment by moment, you got to think about what are we going to talk about. Unless you know what I think for your own health and safety, you just need to let the big pregnant awkward pauses hang there for as long as possible.
We're good with
Lean
that.
in. Lean in. Make it as cringy for everybody as possible. Yeah, you need the crickets chirping in the background, is what I'm saying.
Try get on it.
I could probably make that happen.
Yeah. All right, we need cricket music
Right now.
Every time there's a lull in the conversation, somebody push the cricket button.
I like that plan a lot, actually.
All right, who's got what in Glencairn right now?
Sorry, say it again.
Who's got what in their Glencairn?
I have Glenn going 21 in mine.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I just finished a little bit of the Compass Box Tobias and the Angel,
Oh.
and I need to reload here.
Double barreled.
What kind of double barrel? What did Brad say?
Shelter Point.
Have I had that? I don't
One
think
of the Canadian whiskeys that you guys have, but you haven't reviewed yet for some reason. I don't know what would...
Yeah. We'll see. All right, I'll give you an option. What am I going to put in mine? It's going to be the only two whiskeys I have in my house. Redbreast 15, and then the Andalusia Revenant Oak.
Definitely go for the Revenant Oak.
Revenant Oak.
Yeah, go for Revenant Oak.
We're all about promoting the Texas whiskey on this channel.
No, that's all right.
Sure. Until Josh splits off, and then we don't have to care anymore.
I'm trying to involve him more so he stays with us.
Then you can do all the Canadian stuff you want.
People will love that.
I guess I will pour some of the Texas Whiskey Festival blend.
No, fair enough.
Yeah,
Now, those Texas distillers, I hear they're all a bunch of assholes. They're the worst.
really, the worst.
Yeah. Bunch of divas.
Except that. Awesome. All the rest are horrible.
It's a good one. Day drinking. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
I mean,
That too.
sure.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. Yeah.
This seems like a really good excuse to just day drink all day, right?
Yeah.
So, why not?
All right, so Rex, I have a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Because in the first couple of months of you guys doing the Whiskey Tribe videos, the Whiskey Biscuits at the time, I still love that name, by the way.
Yeah.
Whiskey Biscuits. You guys were pretty kind of. You guys have always been transparent, but you were talking a lot more. You always mentioned more often that how amazing surprised at the growth of your channel and the community and all the projects that you had going on. I haven't really heard you guys really kind of do like a state of the Crowded Barrel or state of the Whiskey Tribe in a bit of time. Is there anything on the horizon besides the Bachelor's Ball that you guys are kind of like working towards and are appreciative of like everyone that's kind of you've surrounded yourself with?
Yeah, so the main thing right now is producing the weekly content on the Whiskey Tribe channel and keeping that steady and consistent so the community always has fresh things to watch. The vault, reviews are always there. And the Patreon has effectively been sold out for a long time, and the Patreon is the driving force behind everything we're doing in the Crowded Barrel, in the distillery. And people often ask us to increase the cap on that, but there's this gap between us increasing the cap on Patreon and really shifting gears with Crowded Barrel, and then us also being able to produce enough whiskey to meet the demand of all of those extra people we're putting in the Patreon.
Right.
So right now, the still, when it comes to, I'll start with the distillery side of things, and then we'll go into the community side of things. The still in Crowded Barrel is probably the largest choke point we have left. We already have budgeted for a fermentation tank. We're going to get that in San Antonio. We've been saying for the last month, but we just need to find half a day to drive up there and get it. After that, it looks like we're going to try and get a 300 to 350 gallon still, just because there is a very real threshold we need to be able to achieve with being able to produce stuff to realistically do these whiskey quests with the Magnificent Bastards and the Patreon. Sourcing is great. We're always going to be very heavily sourcing, finding like the coolest stuff and letting people vote on what we're doing with it, just crazy experiments. But in addition to that, we've always been very, very serious about making our own stuff and letting people vote on the grain to glass element of, hey, let's actually start with what kind of grain we're starting with. I think it was Single Mom was the first one we did, and it was a Maris Otter barley is what they voted on. And the still we have is so small. There you go, you got some. The still we have is so small. We're just now starting to fill our own very first barrel. It's like that is not an acceptable level of volume. So we would love to make that go faster, but there was already so much debt to get the building built.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're going to actually fund to save up for it. And the good news is we found some really, I'm going to say, cost-effective options for stills. It looks like we're going to be getting about the biggest still we could possibly get and still run it off of electric power. And that's about 300, 350 gallons. Once you start getting bigger than that, then you're looking at stills that need to run on like, steam or whatever the hell. It's really noisy. Yeah, it's really noisy. It gets a lot more expensive. But we're looking at the production capacity, the production capability of a 300 to 350 gallon still. Like, oh shit, if we're just rocking and rolling and we don't have choke points in the pipeline there, we could be filling a barrel about every 2 weeks-ish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that is more than enough for us to be producing a respectable amount of whiskey in addition to the things that we're sourcing, increase all the options for the people that are designing whiskeys with us. And the prioritizing of the still, I haven't really talked to Daniel about this yet because there's been a question internally of, do we fund somebody to help me produce Whiskey Tribe content, make it better, and then hopefully add like 2 or 3 new theories to the channel every single week? Or do we invest in equipment? And for the last month, we've been leaning towards hiring another guy to, hold the camera for me to actually, set up the productions while I'm doing other things. So Daniel and I can roll in there, shoot something, and then they can help out with the editing. But I was thinking about it, and even if we brought in another person right now, the distillery is so often a catalyst for what the episodes are about.
Right.
And until we have a production pipeline with like legitimate, production capacity, then that catalyst isn't as strong as it can be. So I'm going to try and live long for about the next 9 to 12 months so we can save up enough money to get a real still, and then we're going to bring in somebody to help produce more content for the Tribe channel. I'd like the Tribe channel to get up to 3 episodes a week, each of those being entirely different. I have 2 entirely different series that I would like to add to the Tribe channel, probably coming out on Wednesdays and Mondays. So it'll be like a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday release schedule. But yeah, first things first, we got to make sure that our own distillery, the thing that's spawning a lot of the content ideas, a lot of stuff we're recording, actually has things going on that are worthy of a camera being pointed at it and showing people interesting stuff.
Right.
On the community side of things, it's it's great. It's it's kind of what we always wanted it to be, a group of people who, in large part, are very self-managing, right? There's not a lot of drama. People kind of get, hey, it's a whiskey group who enjoy the people, not as much as the whiskey, more than the whiskey.
Sure.
It's the thing that brings everybody together, but it's not the point. That's just a little side jag on what we're doing here. And the vast majority of the people get that. So I'm looking forward to the Bastards Ball, and we've never really stepped on the accelerator to increase the community size, because I don't think that's going to be the healthiest thing for the growth of the group. I think if we started flooding as many people in there as possible, it would look like there's a lot of people joining it to be in the biggest, most popular group, and that's a red flag, right? For me, as far as I'm concerned, if I start seeing people who are joining and the only reason they joined is because, well, this was the biggest one, so I guess it's the place I could be at. It's like, no, there's some pretty specific cultural things you need to be in line with before you join the tribe. So making sure that never starts growing too quickly, but at the same time, it still needs to grow consistently. Otherwise, if you're not growing, then you're dying.
Right.
Especially in the world of content. So it's just a lot of boring practical prioritization of budget and how we're going to execute all the stuff we want to do with the content, and then increasing the pipeline of the distillery, and then the goal, right after we get meaningful production pipeline installed, we get some content streams that actually let me go to sleep at a reasonable hour. Then we'll look at, are there ways for us to start plugging in more mods and admins, and is it possible to grow the community and grow the channel even faster? Or no, is it just need to maintain the regular steady growth curve that it's always had? It's not nearly as exciting or sexy behind the scenes as you would think. It's just, how do we manage everything so that it stays fun, and but it also keeps growing.
No, but I 100% agree with you. But at the same time, it's like, for at least how I feel, and I'm sure a lot of people share my sentiment, is like, I feel so involved and invested in everything that you guys have been doing, and all the content and everything, that the backside of it, as sort of mundane and sort of, we have to do this admin stuff and like kind of hunt this down. It's still super interesting to see how everything kind of gets getting formulated.
Yeah,
how it reaches us.
I think that's something that people don't often really appreciate as much as they should, is just how much work goes into everything that you guys do.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, but at the same time, I also understand why people are experiencing anything tribe at all, be it YouTube episodes on Vault, the Whiskey Tribe channel, the Facebook group, the subreddit, why they're doing any of that. It's never, I want to appreciate some stuff that people are doing behind the scenes. It's no, they're finally getting away from the day-to-day they have to do.
Right.
So always keeping in mind that the things we're putting out there, it's always real, but it's always kind of a highlight reel so people can see the most interesting stuff.
Of course.
Stuff that's going to be the most relevant. It's going to be a nice escape into one of their, one of their hobbies. And hopefully every time we make something, I don't know if we can teach somebody everything, teach somebody something every time they watch. That's a goal. Mm-hmm. But to the point out where there's so many really experienced whiskey people, like shit. All right, maybe half the people will learn something in this episode. But at least in every single episode, I'd like to think there's a bit where there's a laugh or two, and people are entertained along the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys do a good job at that.
So super important question, Rex.
Uh-oh. All right. I already know. Just the tone of your voice.
It's been a while.
The tone of your voice, I know this is not going to be a super important question.
It's been a while since the last ridiculous storyline has kicked off. Like,
yes.
What's the deal? When are things going to start going crazy again?
Brad, let me put it this way. If I could do a channel where the only content we ever made was that content, I'm all in. That's my favorite stuff to hear. Right? It's like blah 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 whiskey, whatever. I just want to do the whiskey beats and all that stuff. But the amount every time we do one of those ridiculous episodes, the amount of pre-production and production that goes into that, it it needs to land in a pretty flexible window of time. And as we were getting geared up for the Ireland trip, it's like, dude, we're gonna be away for so long. We had to be slamming for a long while leading up to that trip before we could, take I was like a week and a half off. And then we got back. It's like, okay, well, what opportunities do we have now for ridiculousness? Because the ridiculous storyline I had planned before, I always try and plan that stuff around things that are actually happening. Like what's actually going on in the distillery with Daniel and in the group and the various cults and what have you, and is there a story that we could actually pull off right now? So now the filling of our first barrel, that's something that may kick off a little something. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Maybe a little something. Cool. It may be a catalyst. We'll see.
So what's something that you would like to see the distillery do? I mean, I know what you're working on right now, but if you had your choice of we're going to do this whiskey next, what would you like to see Crowded Barrel produce?
Okay, so I'll tell you what the next one's going to be. Ready?
Oh, okay.
You ready? Okay. We were trying to get the name The Diplomat, right? And it's basically this idea. I pitched it, and I can't believe everybody went for it. The idea that, hey guys, I want to do a whiskey, and it's called The Diplomat. You can taste the compromise. And then in the back it says, "Is this a good whiskey? Probably not." I told Deb, I said, Deb, get me at least 12 grains, very different between the barley and the rye and the wheat and the corn. Give me 12 different grains, and I'm going to have everybody in the whiskey quest and the Patreon vote on the 12 different grains, and every single vote is going to be represented in the mash bill.
It's like the secret herbs and spices at KFC.
Right. So
Love it.
It could be the worst thing to ever come out of a still, or it could be surprising. I don't know. But it's something, just a quest where the entire idea is if you vote on something, it will absolutely show up in the whiskey. And then beyond that, yeah, there's a lot of things that are on the whiteboard inside the distillery we have up high. I don't think ever really makes it in the shots. Sure. But that's the next one that I want to kick off. That seems to be interesting, just for no other reason than what the hell would happen if we just let everybody choose between a dozen different grains and let's see what it turns into.
Just throw a bunch of shit in there and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, because the single malt of magnificence, that was a very earnest. Okay, let's choose the barley, and then what percentage of peated Maris Otter do we want to put in there, and then here's the cuts, and then choosing the barrel and all that. And this one is just like, all right, it's just let's just everybody get in a pile and see what happens.
Right.
Let's get some hipster grains in there.
Yeah, you got to have the quinoa.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every weird little thing.
Triticale, something like that.
Yeah.
So really quick, because we missed it, and I don't want it to disappear. I want to shout out Vincent. I'm gonna butcher your last name, buddy. I'm so sorry. Uwehand is donating, giving us a €2 super chat. Thank you, buddy. I will pour some more White Walker into my glass for you. And answer your question, when will I be doing more cocktail videos? Hopefully soon.
Oh, John M in there says, I'm still waiting to see what my Malort gets used for.
Oh, God.
You know what? Here's the only benefit of having so much time between the last, WTF type of episode, is there's been a lot of donations and gifts from the community. Mm-hmm. Like John Gunsel, something that's definitely going to make an appearance.
Yeah.
The Malort. That's as soon as I saw Daniel react to just the word Malort, it's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I hear it's rough. I haven't had the pleasure yet, but I hear it's rough.
Oh, have you had it, Vito?
No, I haven't.
No, and Rex, have you had Malort ever?
I don't think so.
Okay, you'd remember it.
But I'll tell you right now, if it means Daniel suffering, I will choke down so much Malort, and I will have the biggest grin on my face. It will not faze me one bit.
It's a good price to pay, I suppose.
Yeah. His tears will sustain me.
Yeah. Were there any Daniel stories from the Ireland trip that you could let us in on that were particularly hilarious?
For hilarious, probably not hilarious. What was hilarious was before we even left, the number of people who were coming up to us saying, "All right, guys, have a great vacation, have fun."
Mhm.
Kidding me. There's nothing about this that's a vacation. Don't get me wrong, we went to some amazing places. We talked to some, wonderful, gracious people.
Yeah,
It wasn't like 1 hour where we were just down and not having to do anything. Every day we were either on the road or meeting with a team at a distillery, recording some content.
Mhm.
The Daniel story, I think, is probably not going to be in any of the episodes, was how incredibly well he got along with Jer Buckley.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys, they were 3 or 4 minutes into their first conversation, and they realized, oh, we are the same human being. And they're talking about, yeah, and I went to the bookstore, and I always do this. It's like, yeah, I do that too. And like, I just read that book too. Maybe for hours, the entire day. And you end up going out to dinner with Jer, and then I forget his name, the tutor at the Irish Whiskey Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, he's a solid guy. He's probably going to end up coming to Austin, and he wants to do just a special coopering session for anybody that we want to bring.
Oh,
and,
very cool.
And I didn't realize it whenever we were looking at the people we could talk to whenever we visit these various distilleries, and we're going to Jameson, and you could talk to Jer Buckley. Like, oh, Jer Buckley, I think I heard the name, had something to do with one of the Jameson whiskey releases. And whenever we mentioned it in Ireland, like, oh, dude's got some legit history and reputation on the island there.
Jer's got street cred.
Oh yeah. It was like, you're gonna meet Jer Buckley, like the Jer Buckley. Yeah, Jer Buckley. It was multiple people across the entire island. So apparently they put I would guess a lot of money behind some type of campaign for Jameson, with Jer Buckley being the face of it. I don't know, but hell of a dude. And if there is another Irish episode that comes out eventually, it will be the private coopering lesson that Jer gave to Daniel. And that happened because Daniel just started asking questions, like stupid noob questions about the problems we're having with some of our empty barrels. How do you get them getting dried out, and what do you do to take the head off? And he's like, well, come here, let me show you. And he pulls out his 200-year-old family heirloom tool, and he's hammering on it and is showing how to open the barrel. And there's 30 minutes of content of getting a hands-on lesson with Jer Buckley in that ancient room. I asked him, like, this cooper's shop here, this looks like a set piece, like the really old walls with the black mold on it, and then you got all these old antique things looking in the corner. Like, was this just set up for photo ops? It's like, no, this is all my stuff.
This isn't where you just take tourists through, and
all the tools I've been using in my family for generations. And now they have them like on the road. He's flying all over the world giving presentations.
Mhm.
But whenever he works, he worked there for decades. Now whenever he does any type of work there, it's in that room. But whenever you think about how ancient all of the rooms are in Ireland, slightly less special. You're walking down the streets, and the things you would just casually see, walk past, and you see like a date on it. You're like, oh, that's 50 years older than our whole country.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's a Viking ship that literally 1,000 years old, just sitting there right on the corner. Okay.
That's amazing. I loved seeing how distinct and different all of those different distilleries y'all went to. Teeling versus Middleton, and an entirely different vibe and these iconic brands, right, that everybody knows worldwide. And such a range of just the style of their visitor center tasting room stuff, and then the actual distillery facility. I mean, Middleton looked ridiculous.
Yeah, Middleton was about the size of a college campus.
Right. Yeah.
Sprawling, and we didn't even see all of it. I mean, we ran out of time. But yeah, they each have their very own thing going on.
Mhm.
And in Ireland, it's kind of like in the States, you have the Midwest, the rural and the farmers and the small town, the culture of the Midwest.
Right.
It's the old Europe. That is what you get whenever you're going around most of Ireland. It's super, super agricultural farm. Like we were leaving the airport, and the first place we're going to, I think, is Waterford. And we get the rental car, and I start driving. Of course, I got the camera. I'm just getting B-roll shots.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 minutes into the trip, it's like, wow, look at those beautiful fields and those rolling hills, and each one is like bordered by this rock wall with all this old ivy growing all over, and just goes for miles. And I'm recording it. I'm thinking, man, this is a really special place. And we get 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes into the drive. It's like, shit, it's all fields. It's a field. This is not special. This is everything.
Yeah, it's like think about what you think Ireland looks like. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly how it is.
Stereotype. A bunch of Windows XP wallpapers everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
Whenever we did the trip to the Irish farmers' field, I think Philly's field. Whenever we did the Waterford video, and we went to the field where that single malt, was grown, and he's like, "Hey, Philly, wanted to surprise him. Hey, Philly, just want to let you know, we tried a whole bunch of single malts, and they're new makes, but they're becoming single malts.
Right.
And yours was our favorite. That's why we're here. We wanted to see the field, and it's like, oh, great, cool, yeah, thanks, makes me feel great. And then I found out later, whenever Daniel and I were out of earshot, he leaned over. I think it was to Grace. He says, "Are them Americans putting me on?" He probably just made it up for the video. He's probably like, "Philly, you're the best. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this beautiful?" Yeah.
Right. That's great.
Real quick before we forget again, Jeffrey Patron, $5 super chat. You're the best. And Killico asks you, Rex, if you look warm, you wouldn't happen to have some shorts nearby, would you?
Oh, you want the ice shorts? No, I'll let Daniel have the ice shorts. What I'm talking about, you haven't seen today's episode. Yeah, I'm in my office, and this is not a cool place during the summer. It's 85 degrees in here right now. Yeah, we
live in Texas.
Yeah, we built the house, and we're looking at the plans, and I said, well, let's put an office right here. They said, cool, but they didn't really change any of the air conditioning ventilation to accommodate the office.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you got windows all the way down the office here.
Mm-hmm.
That one's covered, and then that one's covered, and then just get like a nice little sizzle, nice little broil, but it's worth it, right? Put a fan.
It's a working sauna.
Yeah, put a fan on the ball sweat, and then you just go in your heart shot. Fine, the weekend.
That's why you're able to drink so much whiskey. Apparently, you just go into the sauna and sweat it out.
Yeah.
So how Facebook reminds you of,
but okay, sure.
how Facebook reminds you of like what you did and where you were a year ago today, right?
I don't ever look at that. Yeah.
Well, it gives you these reminders, and it just so happens that exactly a year ago today is when we put a bunch of shit all over your scooter.
Oh, really?
That's what I woke up to this morning. Yep. The memory of bedazzling the Muchin.
No, I still have there's like a really shitty foam sword.
Yeah.
That's still in my office.
Thundercats-esque.
Right. Yeah, dude, I think one of your pets must have chewed on it or something. It's all jacked up.
I want to know whatever became of the boxed whiskey. It was
I'm still there too.
Okay.
It's on my computer screen. Yeah, it keeps getting forgotten about for obvious reasons.
Oh, I can't blame you.
Yeah, box of whiskey, and it looks like this the font like of NASCAR or something.
Yeah, it looks like an oil can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking around for something ridiculous at Total Wine, and I spotted something on the back of the bottom shelf. I had to get on my knees in the middle of the aisle and dig to the back and pull out this dust-covered box of American whiskey. And like, this is perfect.
Not even in the system anymore. They just have to make up a number.
Yeah, I bring it to the checkout, right? And the person looks at me like, really? Really? That's what you're going with? Like, well, I see it's for this thing. It's a prank. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think maybe my camera died. Hold on.
Looks like we're getting invaded by our bag.
Yeah.
I think we're getting invaded by something.
Oh boy.
Okay, where's
Is Brad getting abducted?
in?
I think.
Technical issues.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no!
Oh,
Get him!
okay. Something is happening.
Brad, real quick. Give your whiskeys to me.
Watch out, he's a biter.
I feel betrayed by Graham. What's going on?
Galladay, you got the message. Brad didn't. See what happens? Vito, I'm watching you.
I think I need to be watching some craft strength. There's abductions? Nobody ever told me there was abductions.
Oh, this is their thing.
My favorite part right now is the puppy with the electrical cord in its mouth.
So I wonder what's happening to Brad right now.
I don't want to even think about it.
Probably a branding of some sort.
What's the over-under on a spanking machine?
We had quite a conversation on Wednesday about the spanking machine.
Yeah, no, somebody, gosh, who was it? Somebody at the distillery on Friday during a happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
He knew his way around the spanking machine, and he knew exactly how many times I had referenced spanking machines in the episodes.
He had a count.
Do you have the fondness of the spanking machines? And what model of spanking machines? Like, no, what are you talking about? I just know. It was a bit of he was learned in the ways of the spanking. So let's just put it that way.
He is learned ways.
Hold on a second. Wait. What? It just occurred to me. Are they in Ottawa right now?
Yeah. Yes.
That was actually, so they went up to Brad's house in Canada.
That's an 8-hour drive.
Spanking machine all the way back over there.
Certainly appears that way.
I mean,
Brad's got like way more technical capability than we are aware of.
Yeah, the spanking machines are for real. You got to put that on a flatbed. That's not something you just throw in the back of your car.
Yeah. But we were talking about the styles. Like I always imagine the cartoony like wheel of hands. You know, that it's just a crank and it's a wheel of hands. Yeah.
That's kind of yeah. I don't want to actually Google anything more than that.
Everybody Google spanking machine and see what picture you come up with.
Hey, so let me ask you this: was it Brad's idea to do like the 8-hour stream, the 6-hour stream, whatever it was? Because what would be hilarious to me if he set you down the path of an epic like half-day long stream and then he pieced out. Have fun, suckers.
He's back, but we can't hear him yet.
Have you repented of your sins, Brad?
I have repented. I found some Ardbeg that I'm drinking for no reason whatsoever.
No reason whatsoever.
Just felt like it.
All right, what was the horsepower on that spanking machine?
I no comment. 25. 25 apparently.
Okay, well, that'll do some damage.
It is diesel.
Yes,
it is diesel powered.
Apparently, I need supervision because of certain things that may have happened in a previous stream.
What did you do?
And now I'm in trouble with the cult.
He messed with Ardbeg.
Okay.
I may have messed with Ardbeg. Yes.
He put Ugadal. No, he put Drum with Canadian Mist, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Oh well, that
I
is
did do that. Yes.
that's a transgression for sure.
okay. All right.
Apparently, it was worth making the trip to Canada
You know what
and converting Graham, which was an interesting
Oh,
development.
it doesn't
that
take much.
I wasn't.
I love
Doesn't.
Ardbeg.
Yikes.
I am a member of the cult.
We
If
have
the card-
agents everywhere.
if the cult is tied up in Canada, they're punishing you, then that leaves the rest of us to do whatever kind of heinous thing we want to our Ardbeg.
Ooh.
I mean, that seems risky since they came to Canada to get me. But I mean, you do you, man.
Now, so I'm not going to do anything of that.
Eyes everywhere.
Hey Vito, how much to incur the wrath of the cult of Ardbeg?
How much?
Oh,
You've already
geez.
got
We're betting on super chats now. Like, how much
Right.
of a super chat do you need to give before Vito will just blatantly abuse the cult?
Incur the wrath
Okay.
of the cult of Ardbeg. Yes.
I mean, I have a lot of White Walker in this glass right now. It would be a shame if some Ugadal happened to drop in there.
Ooh. Well, that would just improve the glass, though.
They're already in Canada. It's not that far to Toronto.
I'm really upset that I didn't know about this.
I'll make the drive, Vito.
I know you will.
They're clearly willing to go to lengths.
I feel like it's necessary for me to pull out some Ardbeg.
It's a $2 super chat to mix Ardbeg with Redbreast 12.
I could do that.
Just really wanting to punish people. I love it.
But Jeffrey Patron is saying a 50-50 mix of Fanta Dark Cove with a splash of coffee.
God, that's sounds violent.
It takes 4 hours, four to 4.5 hours to get from Brad to me.
I don't know.
We'll still be streaming, Vito.
Yeah, we would. I can do it on the drive.
Just stream in the car. That sounds perfectly safe. There's nothing about that at all. Throw down some whiskeys, get in this car, and live stream all the way there. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, some Ardbeg just to appease the cult.
What do you got? I got the Dark Cove.
I got Ugadal. Actually, you know what? I got some Renaissance sitting right beside me. Maybe I'll,
There you go.
There you go.
I'll do that. Ugh. Okay, so did we miss a super chat by the way? We missed. Dan Hayes, $2. Dan, good friend in Toronto. Vito, I love you dearly, but drink up, homie. So that's probably in reference to the White Walker, which I am now regretting heavily.
Greg TS, $5 super chat. I second the Ardbeg and Redbreast mix.
Ardbeg and Redbreast mix? I could do that.
I love it.
Which Ardbeg and which Redbreast?
Serious extra guest.
I feel like Ugadal in the cast strength 12 would work well,
Okay.
which I'll probably do.
I think Gretchen gave $2 for Vito's gas money. That's great.
Hey, Christina.
Ooh.
Oh,
Uh-oh. We have it. Oh, Ed is doing horrible things, I bet.
It's Black Velvet.
Oh,
oh.
They live in your country, Ed. This is risky.
Come at me, bro.
Dang.
Cheers.
Dang.
Cheers.
Oh, things are getting real on this stream. I did not know that it would be this intense.
That's a call out if I've ever seen one. Man, the cult's gonna be busy. You're gonna putting on those miles. But you know what?
Yeah,
If you're a super fan for the cult of Ardbeg, you gotta step up. First, let's do the list here. First is Vito, or did Vito, Vito relented. He relented. He didn't do anything sketchy with the Ardbegs, did he?
Nope. But this Renaissance, this should not be messed with.
You know what? You are not worthy of the title Whiskey Pixie.
Oh,
Oh fuck! Am I getting a rebranding?
I strip you. I strip you of your title.
Is that the first like title that got revoked?
wow. You fucked up, man.
You
I feel naked. I feel naked without it now. I need something.
perhaps the cloak of Ardbeg.
Pretty harsh.
All right, you bastards. Did I see? No. Was Ed here? Somebody was here.
Ed popped in and then left.
Ed was here for a moment. He'll be back later.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I should be back in like 10
He
minutes.
pop in to adulterate some Ardbeg, apparently.
All right. So I'm going to bounce in 5 minutes and get some lunch.
Thank you for joining us, Rex. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Congratulations on 1,000. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see you out in October.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to be not this hot, which.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the only thing I would have changed about last time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Very good.
Anything else before I sign off here?
I don't know. Do you want to tell the people where to find you? I'm sure that they already do, but
They'll figure it out.
Our huge audience needs to know where your tiny little YouTube.
Yeah, we're trying to throw you a bone here, Rex.
You know what, Gaburbale? You're in charge of making sure people have the relevant information. All right, there you go.
There will be links to all the things, you know.
And
so-
there, you know what? There's the title for Whiskey Pixie. It's up for grabs. You could be the new.
Oh, dang.
I don't know if I'm terribly pixie-like.
But that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, fellas. You have a hell of a stream. Good luck on the what? How many more hours here?
Another 8.
So many more.
You are ridiculous. All right, you bastards. I'll see you later.
Ciao.
See you, Rex.
All right. Cheers, Rex. Cheers.
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So what's going on now? We have 53 in the chat. Well, look at that.
Look at that.
Very
Wow.
cool. So I'm not too sure how many are if there's anyone new, and if there is anybody new and we missed you, welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to be doing this all day, inviting some friends over, fooling around, looking at Lance's beard.
I have a self-driving car. Like, why don't I just stream while driving? Technically accurate, although legally speaking, I don't think that counts against sort of inebriated driving situations.
Hey, we got Curtis Bailey just popped in. Our awesome graphic design guy that made our super cool logo. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep. So is it break time and then we come back with Ed?
Yeah, let's take a 10-minute break. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yep. Go grab a little refill on my water here, and
so the chat will still be going, everybody. We'll just, if you want to come back in 10 minutes, we'll have someone else to join us, and we'll start the stream up again. We're not closing this down and starting a new video. Just if you want to keep on going in the chat and talking amongst yourselves, feel free. And we'll be back in a little bit.
all right.
See you soon.
And we're back.
We are.
There we go.
There we are.
There we are.
Oh, somebody's phone is doing things. We'll sort out technical issues.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had that turned on.
It's fine. It's fine. Anything you need. Anything you need. I'm not going to argue or cause any fuss. It's all good. I think we're all back now, are we?
think we're all back, and thank you for everyone that stuck around during the little break. I hope it was enjoyable for you guys. I drank a whole bottle of water and and had a biscuit.
A biscuit?
I had an Irish butter biscuit. You can only have so many of those before your stomach starts to really hurt from all that butter. I feel like the only person in the world that would be able to eat an entire tin would be Paula Deen.
That much butter?
There's that much butter.
Wow.
And yeah, okay. So so for everyone that's new or just joined in or didn't catch the beginning of the stream, I have this rocks glass full of White Walker right now. Essentially, half a super chat of $2 or more gets a half ounce added into this, and since in honor of our next guest, I will probably be drinking a little bit, mainly from this, for the next hour, to kind of just deplete it because it's really starting to worry me at how full the glass is.
Yes, you should.
It is. It is slightly worrying.
It really is. I'm sorry. I'm shaking a little bit. I don't know what. I don't know if I'll be able to handle all of that awfulness, but we're gonna try to make it happen. Okay, so is our next guest ready?
Is he?
I don't know.
He popped in momentarily earlier.
He did pop in momentarily. We do have another guest we can bring in also.
Okay.
Time slot.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all.
you know what?
Hey.
Welcome in, Rotgut.
Hi. How you guys doing?
Good. I don't know.
I think Ed might be getting the evil glare from the background here.
Why would that be?
I don't know. So...
I kind of want to know what happened to that glass.
What glass? I don't know what you're talking about.
there's no evidence. You don't know what you're talking about.
It never existed. Nothing ever happened. No
So
Ardbeg drum farm.
So everyone, welcome in the star of the Rocket Review, Erica.
You are too kind. It's all him.
No, it's mostly her.
I know. Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Jeffrey Patron.
It's Jeffrey Patron.
Yeah.
Jeffrey carries this channel.
Yeah. Thanks for having us on, though.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We're so excited to be a part of your 1,000 sub celebration.
Yay!
Hooray!
Congratulations.
Thank you. What is in your glass that's totally not Velvet Drum?
Velvet Drum. Oh, that's a good name.
Velvet Drum sounds delicious.
Well, I have the Iron Root Esoteric.
Nice.
Yeah, actually from the sample you sent me, Josh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking Lefroy Cargis.
Pheno cast.
Pheno cast.
Oh, the Pheno's
Oh, I
good.
love that one.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And Ed told me there was none.
I thought we were out.
Yeah.
He's trying to order for himself, to be honest.
I know.
Tad bit crossed.
Yeah. Well, you've got it now.
Didn't have it when I wanted it last night.
Yeah.
What? So you guys are drinking that. What have you refilled on Josh and Brad and cult members?
I have the last few drops of this Dark Cove here, but I figured it's not necessarily. In fact, I anticipate this to not be at all a worst whiskey. I anticipate it to be really kind of cool, but it's definitely going to be a funky adventure type, I think, as Rex says. So I have this Town Under Black 6 Sky, which is a Arizona distillery. It's a blue corn whiskey infused with cacao husks.
Ooh.
So I thought I'd give that a try, since you guys tend to have the unusual and weird stuff.
We do. It definitely gets weird over here.
Hey, I'm still working on this Ardbeg Drum Committee release that I poured completely out of my own recognizance for no.
Under no coercion whatsoever.
Welcome in, James Bricker. Oh, James is in the chat. Christina, can we get a little bit of a glare?
Yeah. Do you have a knife that you could wield at him?
Through the screen.
Yeah.
You can't stab people through the internet, so you know.
The border, we had to leave our weapons behind.
The border. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm drinking some
Border
Nika
is tricky
Pure
like that, you know. You can't take giant swords and things just for no reason. Weird.
Thanks, Obama.
So I'm drinking this Nika Pure Malt, and Ed, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream either, but Brad sabotaged one of my bottles.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember.
I'm going through all my bottles. So now I've gone through two. Now this is my third, the Nika Pure Malt, and I was almost convinced on the nose that this was the one. But
Remind me though, he replaced it completely with White Walker. Not that he mixed it.
I don't know what he did.
Oh, okay.
I think there's only three
I
people
can
in
tell
the
you
world.
with 100% certainty, Vito, that I did not mess with the thing that you're drinking currently.
No, because I tasted it and it was like, okay, no, he didn't mess it. But on the nose, it's built in. I'm cautious about everything I drink now. It's like, is this really as bad as it's supposed to be? Like, am I really smelling what's supposed to be smelt right now?
I really like the fact that essentially what you've done to Vito is induce a bunch of anxiety every time he opens a bottle.
I've been dealing with this for the last month.
I'm starting to feel some of that anxiety because I have random people in robes just like walking in and out of my room now. See?
That's what you get when you join Whiskey Tube.
Oh.
Hi, Christina.
Yeah. I mean, the Ardbeg is great.
All right, so Ed and Erica, what have you guys been busy with?
What have we been busy with?
I haven't been doing anything because it's July month on the Rotgut review, and rye's not my thing. So
see, me too. We share this in common. I haven't found a rye that I like yet.
I can tolerate some ryes, but like the ones that he's given me that I like are very un-rye-like. Like they don't have that characteristic spicy dill notes, and that's what he loves. And
it's true. We did find because Quebec rye you're okay with.
Yeah,
but
because it has none of that. It doesn't taste like a rye.
Yeah, it's because it's 20% rye and the rest of it's
right up my alley.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? Old Potrero, which is 100% rye, but you didn't hate because it wasn't dilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's the measure. It has to be 100% rye.
What was that? Sorry.
I feel like it has. Oh, sorry. Go, Josh.
The malted one is what you.
Yeah, the malted one.
Yeah, that's weird, man. The malted rye is a weird thing.
Yeah, I would agree. I see, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like you would think it would make it sweeter.
It's sweet. It's just not sweet in the way I would have guessed. Like some ryes kind of have that chocolatey note sweetness, but I said it was like green tea sweetness.
Yeah.
It was weird. It tasted like a young bourbon to me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I do really love the Old Potrero, the 18th century style. Shameless plug. We had a video on that on Friday, so go check that out.
We're all about the shameless plugs here on Cast Strength.
Yeah. But that one was fun because like doing it in the toasted barrel rather than a charred barrel, it was just so ridiculously spicy and tannic and just no sweetness whatsoever. And that was fantastic for me.
For people who like rye.
Yeah. So, but yeah, rye is in full swing.
Team there. I've found a few ryes that I enjoy, but none of them are like other ryes. Weird offshoot ryes that don't actually taste like rye.
Yeah. Balcones rye. We had that on the stream just recently.
Yes.
The Balcones rye that you sent us, Josh.
Yeah.
That stuff is amazing.
Isn't it?
It doesn't taste it has a little bit of the rye characteristics, but it's not really
No,
rye-esque in any other way.
no, it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's all dark chocolate and like citrus a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. I was saying, what was it, lemon meringue?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that stuff's incredible. And my old man, the last of our sample, we were drinking it over at his house, and he's like, "This is amazing. I'm giving it to my neighbor." Like the last of my sample, I was like, "Oh, I really want to be greedy right now and make you like let us keep it." But I'm like, "Oh, everyone should share."
Yeah. I send you the cast strength one. Is that right?
Yeah, the cash drink one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mash and Drum, Jason's in here. I sent him some of that as well. He said pure chocolate's so good. I think actually on his video on it, I sent him a bunch of Balcone stuff, and he tried them blind.
He's good on that challenge too.
And he was like not real sure if he liked it at first, and he came back to it, I think, a second or third time, and he finally came around and was like, "No, this is actually amazing."
Yeah.
This
But yeah, no.
black stuff is crazy. This blue.
Oh yeah. Tell us about that. What's going on with that?
So I read a little bit about this distillery. It's in Arizona. It's something Patrick Cohen sent to me in a sample bottle here. And this is, I believe, their only product so far. It's like a husband and wife run a distillery, and it's 100% blue corn. So that's something that's typical of a lot of Balcones products too. But infused somehow with cacao husks. And it's like, man, it's like if you had a chunk of peanut brittle that was really dark and then put some like chocolate drizzle on the top of that.
Oh, drizzle it up, baby.
Yeah. But with a little bit of like kind of grassy.
Compare it all to the, Josh?
Yeah.
Does it compare all to the Pritchard's double chocolate? Because it's got the cacao infusion thing.
I haven't had that in quite a long time, so it's hard for me to say. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I haven't had it in forever. So
I don't know. I don't remember offhand if it's like the husks or like what, but there's definitely some cacao infusion things going on with the double chocolate.
Right.
And I really like that one, so I would be curious.
Do you know if are they soaking the husks in it? Are they putting in the barrel, or how are they doing it? Do you know?
I'm really not sure. I'd have to ask Patrick, because I think he went out to the distillery and met them, but
I think he's still in the chat.
Yeah, if Patrick's still in there, he may be able to shed a little light on exactly how they make this. But it's actually a lot drier on the palate than it seems like it's going to be really sweet on the nose, but it's not nearly as sweet as I expected.
There's Ben Eves, welcome into the chat. I didn't catch you earlier. I have not had the Midwinter's Night dram.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, as a big rye guy, you think I would have loved that stuff?
Yeah.
I'm not that big a fan.
Really?
Which edition did I have? It was. Oh, it's killing me. But yeah, because it was finished with sherry, I think.
Port and French oak.
Yeah, it was port. Yeah. And the whole time I was just like, I just want rye. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's another one that doesn't. It's not like drinking rye, really.
Yeah, no, it's really not at all.
Yeah, it's true. Who else is in the chat that's made it back? Ryan,
Patrick here.
They said they soak the husks in the whiskey in a blue tub.
No barrel.
Okay, so outside of a barrel, like in a tub that's not going to affect the whiskey otherwise, they...
Sure.
All right, cool.
Makes sense.
I think we have another guest that's getting ready to pop in, too.
More, yes.
Assuming that Google plays nice.
Yeah.
We can never count on the Google.
Yeah.
I'm just like anxious.
Yeah. Edge of my seat.
Mystery guest.
I know. I'm waiting with bated breath.
I don't even know.
Mystery guest, unless you looked at the picture for the hangout and then you...
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah, I noticed we're running a little behind.
Surprises.
I told Erica, I was like, okay, they said be on at 1:30. They're gonna be way late. We knew.
How dare you, Ed? How dare you?
Dare you accurately guess our feelings on time?
Yeah, right.
Fair.
Sarah and Will from Whiskey Crusaders are back. Welcome back in.
Cool.
What's everyone give everyone when you switch out glasses or drams if you are taking part in a little bit of a day sipping, let us know what you get onto next.
Please tell us we're not alone right now.
Chat just said, watching the Zerp stand there makes me really question her bedside manner. She's just sitting in a chair. It's not ominous at all having her just sit.
The slow head shake.
No problems whatsoever. It's totally fine. I'm not being held hostage. Everything is fine.
Sounds legit.
Yeah. Nothing wrong. Definitely shouldn't call the SWAT to Brad's house.
Yeah.
So once you're done with the rye theme, what do you got coming up behind that?
Well, we are still continuing our Whiskey in Time series. So that's kind of exciting. If you haven't watched that, I don't know how to describe it exactly. I guess it's just
If you watch the channel, I feel like you know what.
Yeah.
You know what you signed up for.
If you watch the Rotgut review, you know what kind of madness happens behind the scenes.
It's glorious madness.
So yeah, you can go check out A Whiskey in Time. 2 episodes are up right now. Third episode should be going up this Wednesday. And it's only going to get stupider from here.
No, not stupider. More intriguing.
It can be both.
All those
It's
buzzwords.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's art.
It's right. It's performance art.
Like interpretive dance.
I did it.
Really
Oh,
in the chat.
Bonnie Brushwood, the
Hello.
better Brushwood.
We have a Bonnie Brushwood. Hey.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is a new thing for me because I'm a Luddite. So I figured it out.
Hey, how you doing,
by
Bonnie?
myself. And Brad.
Figured it out. Brian escaped to VidCon and you had to figure it out.
Yes, he did. I thought, well, this is simple. Like I guess like years ago when Google first came out, we were doing like chat realm Google Hangouts, but not much since. So this has been a learning curve. It seems better now, though.
Yeah, and besides, we got the better Brushwood anyway. So
that's right.
It's true. I mean, I've tried to get Brian on here a couple of times. He just ignores my messages. Like whatever. That guy. Prefer talking to Bonnie anyway.
Oh, he gets a lot of requests that go unanswered because of all the spam. So if you've ever called his phone number, he makes you go through this hoop of navigating, like press 1 for this and press this. I mean, it's actually kind of entertaining. So if you go to the Wait 800 number and dial it, then you'll have an experience. And you'll want to do it too because it's ridiculous. What are you guys drinking today? What's happening?
We're drinking so many things, Bonnie. We're at the beginning of an 8 or 9 hour stream. Right now, I'm drinking water because I want to survive.
Yes, I have Topo Chico.
Nice. Okay, sure.
Erica put her foot down and said that if we ever reach 1,000 subscribers, we're not doing an 8 to 9 hour stream.
I didn't say we. I just said I won't.
Oh, right.
You can do whatever you want. And I'll
Because Erica's smart.
I would highly suggest not agreeing to an 8 or 9 hour stream, but you know,
this was a nightmare to organize. I had to like dip out. I had to dip out of my social life multiple times to calm me down, to be like, this is gonna be okay. We're gonna get everyone. Everyone's gonna be on it at the right time. It was so stressful.
I don't know, Vito. Dipping out of social life sounds perfectly fine to me.
Yeah.
I'm used to it, but not when you need to get things done.
Do you guys have like planned lunch and dinner breaks? I feel like that's what would stress me out the most. Is
We have a half-hour break for food,
okay.
and then 15-minute, 10 to 15-minute breaks every hour and a half or so, like between people.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Once I've had enough whiskey to forget that I'm on camera,
Okay, so I just want to quickly answer some chat questions really quickly. Donald Rand asked if he should drink Glenfarclas 25 or JP Weiser's 35.
Oh, I love Glenfarclas.
I would say Glenfarclas.
the answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, why choose? Double fist vote.
Oh, Sane Crazy saying he made all 12 hours of Boom with the Scotch Test dummies the other day. That was amazing.
It was. I made about 3 hours of Boom. That's about it.
I jumped in sort of on and off in the chat watching, but yeah, that was crazy.
We had to come in for from when Robert Licorice was there and with Iron Root, and then watched a little bit, and then watched the very end bit as well.
So, Eric, should we cover our secret thing? Well, it's not really secret. It's right
Secret
there.
things. I love secret things.
Yeah. So we're gonna open this up on your screen.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, real fancy.
Yeah. So we're actually going to be doing a Highland Park focused live stream this Tuesday, but we figured since it's your 1,000th subscriber celebration and all that, we should take the neck pour off of this right away.
Use us as the means of getting rid of the maybe subpar neck pour.
Exactly. That was.
I appreciate that. I really do.
All right, yeah, it's fair. It works.
Oh man. Yeah. Woo.
So Bonnie, how are things over there?
Oh, they're fabulous. I had an art show postponed, which was a total blessing. So I'm out there in the studio breaking glass, and I got silver all over me, and it's fun because I get this whole reprieve where I get to finish all the projects I said I was going to finish, and now I get to take a break and have a little Bunnahabben with you guys.
Bunnahabben, my favorite.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That was in my glass last night too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So I got to know about the robes. I feel like I missed that.
Oh, you have to ask Rex
Yeah.
about the situation.
Really?
He was on a little while ago, and he was witness to
Shenanigans.
some robe related shenanigans.
Aww.
Well, long story short, it's a cult. It's sort of a problem. I may or may not be currently held captive.
Oh, I see.
Not just the cult. It's the best.
There's another one. Jeez.
I know. It was the lurking person in the background that drew my
yes,
attention first.
that would be Lance.
The priestess, indeed.
Priestess, yes.
Lance loves a good lurk.
That sounds like
Yes.
It does sound like a children's book.
a
What
very
is a
disturbing
good
children.
cherry?
And I think, Ed, you might have to have eyes in the back of your head.
Oh, I know. Why? Because of this?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You're such a terrible person.
They just appear. They just appear.
You need to drink it.
You're highly risky situation.
The door is going to open. Like Hitman, you'll never see us again.
The door explodes inward.
Getting closer.
I feel like I might have
Appearing and disappearing, and I'm getting very nervous.
Jeffrey Patron saying it's not a cult, it's more of a social movement. I think I could agree with that.
Okay.
That's true. You know, cult has connotations that maybe, don't necessarily apply all the time.
It's a social movement if you're inside. It's a cult if you're outside.
Yeah.
Now, I think I just noticed, Bonnie, that you have that.
Sacrifice in a while, so
That what?
You have that. Is it a whiskey glass? That's. I think I've seen that before.
My friend Jason, Jason Blank. I do remember his last name. I was drawing a blank and then I remembered. It's Jason Blank from that works out at the same studio as I do. Is also a fan of whiskey, and he's been watching the developments online. And he was making these mostly for tea, however, because he's a fan of sophisticated teas from afar. So a lot of what we get in America isn't great. So you kind of want to have somebody who can import the really good stuff. So he's the way Rex and Daniel do whiskey, he does tea. Like he makes beautiful little pots for them too. So, but this one I thought was cute because it had a handle.
Sick. It is very cute.
Yeah.
cool.
Would you say that he's a tea sommelier?
I would. I don't know if they have a sommelier program for tea, but he works for somebody else that does all the importing. And I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Like when they get into talk about the fermented teas, which have health benefits and stuff. So
yeah, those fermented teas are amazing, and then smoked ones, and it's crazy when you go to a shop that. I mean, if anybody that's into the complex and robust flavors of whiskey, I feel like you can get into tea in kind of the same way, right?
I agree. I feel like there's a real parallel there, and if you find you're not going to go to the grocery store aisle and get something that's been sitting on the shelf for 12 years, right. like go to a tea shop, let them take you on a journey.
Exactly.
Sure.
So tell us about the Highland Park there, Ed and
This
Real
is
share.
ridiculously sherry. Oh man. I mean, as you would imagine, for what is it, 17 years in first fill sherry?
Oh wow.
Nice.
Just that great dark cherry flavor.
Oh, it is so dark.
And water.
Like I was expecting, I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, like more Macallan-y, like kind of a little bit of sherry, but this is a blast.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. You just
I know.
told me to drink it. So
It's like raisins and prunes and almonds
all that
and
dry
chocolate. And,
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell the chat what Highland Park that is again?
What was that?
What
Can you
age?
tell the chat which Highland Park it is again?
Oh, the Dark. This is Highland Park, the Dark, 17-year-old.
I don't know if you guys got a good
Yeah, it's got this sweet Viking serpent on the front. So this is my new infinity bottle once this is empty. It's fantastic. I at the liquor store I work with just happened to get one bottle in because they only made 28,000 of these, which I guess that sounds like a big number. But when you think about how many liquor stores there are in the world,
Yeah, worldwide, that's not much.
Yeah, so we just happened to get one in, and I grabbed it off the shelf on my employee discount, which is pretty fantastic.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. That whole second job is just to finance your whiskey
Oh,
habit. Isn't
yeah. I don't make a single dollar off of that.
Yeah. You're laughing, but we're serious.
$2 super chat asking for someone to mix Redbreast 12 cask strength and Ardbeg. I must know.
Okay, so he mentioned this earlier, and I have an idea. Okay, so do all three of us have Redbreast 12 cask strength?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's all three of us get one. I have an Oogie. Who has an Ano and who has a 10?
I do not
I
have
have both of those, but I also have very many glares. I don't know what will be allowed.
I feel like
That is
making
under
a Red
duress.
Breast 10, though, is not a bad thing. You know, it's not like mixing a Canadian Mist.
Yeah.
Redbreast is
It's two solid whiskeys.
Yeah.
One better than the other, obviously.
Whiskey, like, can we do this? Is this okay?
Wait.
Lance has blessed it.
So go get an Ardbeg. and your red breast, and let's do some experimenting.
That's a good point. He says he's thinking of Connemara, and he feels like the Cult of Ardbeg would approve of going off that idea.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Won't tell you what.
So the question is, am I going with the 10 here or what?
Yeah, go 10. We'll go the basic core expressions.
All right, I'm gonna rinse this glass real quick too. So 12 cast strength.
Yeah. I want to see what happens. So dark. And just a little smoky. Just a little smoke.
The smoker's spice.
Just at the end, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what are we thinking on proportions here? Is it just 50-50 or?
Yeah, I think even.
Yeah. Okay.
Wouldn't you want it to lean redbreast? Because the peat's probably gonna take over quite a bit.
That was my thought exactly.
Yeah.
So like what, 1 to 2? 1 to 2. Like half ounce to an ounce.
Yeah, I've got my little measuring cup here.
Yeah.
So Steve A says 50-50, but Kilco says.
What does the cult say?
Yeah, what does the cult say? We need cult input on this. What are they willing to?
50, what are you doing?
You have Ano, 50 to 1.
50 to 1.
Ano against 12 cast strength.
Yeah.
70-30. Ano.
70-30. Oh, okay. All right. I've got to eyeball it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
It's like if you put peppermint stick on a Cinnabon roll.
Oh,
Yeah, like Cinnabon, specifically Cinnabon, not like a cinnamon roll. Specifically one from Cinnabon.
like you got in an airport.
Oh, it's Bond. It's definitely Bond, right?
Huh?
Cinnabon. I get my Cinna on at the Cinnabon.
Nobody ever said that.
You just
One person has now.
But he's no one. So it's fine.
All right, so I have 3/4 of the red breast, 3/4 ounce, and then 1/4 ounce of the Ardbeg, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I did half ounce of Ugadal and a full ounce of the red breast, 12.
I did about 70-30 Ardbeg and O to Redbreast Cast. Which apparently gets approval from the.
That's nice. I think we could use a little bit more Ardbeg, but I mean, what couldn't really?
I think I'm actually okay with this. Yeah. This is like buttery Ardbeg.
Yeah, that's essentially what it became. It's just more buttery.
More buttery, more like a little bit of dark fruit.
A bit more richer on the mouth feel.
Mouth feel.
Yeah, I got that Paula Deen action happening in your mouth.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the age or the richness, but it's a little bit closer to Ardbeg Lord of the Isles, like the creaminess factor of it. Weird. Yeah. All right. No, I mean it doesn't have the age. I mean it's definitely very different. But there's
you're the level 3 Psalm here, Brad.
What he says goes.
Sure. Yeah, I know that's not a good rule.
Is this a recipe that was originated and has been passed around, or is this just a let's do this right now thing?
Someone chatted just now saying you should try mixing Ardbeg and Redbreast. So we just
yeah. Yep, this is on the fly. Yeah, making this up as we go along.
I think would be an interesting segment that y'all could do periodically is take one of the high-end whiskeys that are hard to get a hold of and see if you can't cheat with more attainable ones, like figure out a recipe to match that profile.
Yeah, try and recreate something approximating a unicorn type bottle.
Yeah. Is that something that's
that's science? Yeah. I wonder. Wait, could we
They pass around and they haven't been murdered.
No, I'm gonna try to recreate. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna try to recreate the Highland Park right quick.
It's not gonna go.
Oh, cool.
It's not gonna go well.
She said it's not going to work.
It's
Ed,
not.
Ed, I believe in you, buddy.
The Freud carcass.
I know, but it didn't work at all. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it right quick. Here,
Don't use really a lot.
I'm gonna get some ingredients right quick. I'll be back.
I either feel like this is a joke or like he's just gonna come in and like set a dark cherry on fire or something.
He's off screen, so luckily he didn't hear that, but that sounds like something he'd try.
Yeah, you think so?
I know so.
The problem is I don't actually have any of the regular. What do you call it? I don't have any of the regular Highland Park. That would be the easiest thing. I'm gonna have to use other stuff.
Or you could just not do it.
Nope, too late. It's happening.
It's happening.
Oh, I love Ed.
Saw it here first, folks. Whatever is happening.
It's a good thing we have renter's insurance.
If Brian was doing that, he would title it "Cheat Your Way to a," like fancy bot. I don't know, whatever title we want to stick in there, but it definitely has the word "cheat" in there.
Right.
You got a couple boxes here, buddy.
Oh, we get Kilhoman.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he's still looking for more
I
stuff.
need to figure out what
So
my base needs to be, though. That's the thing.
Something obviously. Well, I got the Macallan. The Macallan might be your base. Is that,
Yeah, it might be. I was either thinking that or Stranahan's sherry cask.
Mm,
You have Glendronach?
That could make sense.
you guys don't have to encourage him.
Glendronach would probably be a good.
we're not encouraging. We're working with them.
That's worse, I think.
Collaborate.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Macallan for the sherry. Kilhoman for just a touch of smoke. Nika from the barrel for that woody spiciness.
Okay.
Okay, have a go.
I like it.
I'll see you on the other side.
And what do you?
You're in the studio right now, right?
Well,
Yeah, sorry, what was that?
That me? Bonnie, you're in the studio right now, right?
Oh yeah. I have taken over Brian's spot for where he usually sits during Night Attack, but on a Saturday evening, it's usually only used for advertising. So.
He's busy at VidCon this weekend, right?
Yeah, well, he's flying back today, and my 11-year-old is really into watching all the, favorites like Jaden Animation, who like outperforms Brian's numbers by a lot. But he's not threatened at all, so which I admire. But she's like, "Oh, Dad, I want to go see these other people that are way cooler than you." He's like, "Sure, let's go." But the awesome thing is that the person that runs it was the person that brought Brian on to Revision 3 like 10 or 11 years ago. And Revision 3 was the host of Dignation, and that's where you could find a lot of quality content. So Brian was new to YouTube, and now Jim Louderback is running VidCon, so that's his main role. And so Brian was able to get like a VIP VIP pass, and he had to have this talk with our daughter. He's like, "Okay, you can't be running up to these stars and saying, 'Hey, can I get a selfie?' and stuff, because it's like the VIP thing. Like, this is our safe space,
Right.
so we're not gonna interrupt that. Like that's what you do on the dealer's room or whatever, but you don't do that here." And she just got a little teary, but then she got to meet everybody, and she was super cool about it. Like, she really played it cool. She only squealed and fangirled once, so I'm really proud of her.
Nice.
Awesome.
But then meanwhile, somebody did that to Brian, so it was pretty cute. Like this guy came over, he's like, "Oh my god," and he worked for Jaden Animation. That guy who was geeking out over Brian being there worked for the one that Josie was most wanting to meet. But it was cute because Jaden Animation's parents were running her booth, and so Josie got a free T-shirt and got to talk to the parents. And
Very cool.
yeah.
Cool.
nice thing next year, if you guys are interested in attending, is apparently during that weekend is a blockout date for Disneyland, which is right across the street. So when things weren't happening, they got to go ride the rides like without a line at Disneyland. So they had this awesome time.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
It really was. And of course, the Star Wars
That would be great, actually.
The Star Wars experience just opened up out there, and
Oh, I still want to go to the Star Wars one.
Yeah,
that would be fun. I probably have another year or two before my toddler convinces me that Disneyland is a thing that needs to happen.
yeah. Oh, now talking about drinking experiences, my favorite thing is Epcot at in Florida during their food and wine festival. That's they have all these pairings with their. I don't know if they're serving whiskeys though. I know it's wines and then some other drinks, but it's brilliant. Like you just walk around and have the best food and the best wines, and then your kids, like you can get on all the rides with all ages and stuff, so it's super easy. That's fun. Good safe place to get sloshed with your kids.
That sounds like a good strategy. I like it.
Man, my kids can get sloshed at home. That's their problem. Okay, the blend. What do you think, Erica?
It didn't work out.
Wow. Just no qualms, no hesitation. Just
Okay. Okay, I will say though, I feel like I got the proportion of smoke and sherry right. It's the wrong kind of sherry flavor. This is just so robust and sweet fruit kind of thing, and that's just.
I wonder if an Akatoshin 3 wood in place of the Macallan would.
Don't give him ideas.
We'll try that next.
Yeah.
We'll try that next.
It's got a much more deeper, denser tobacco-iness about its flavor profile versus the Macallan.
Or like an Aberlour.
Oh, Aberlour would have been the thing to use. Yeah. The Macallan, it's sherried, but it's just not the right kind of sherry.
Yeah,
all these suggestions. Like I'm gonna wake up at midnight and just see him in our kitchen being like, "No, I have to get the proportions right." Just
his hair starts growing out and scraggly.
It's a mad scientist, Ed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good idea for a segment, actually.
We actually do have one of those coming up. His name is Professor J. Agoff.
That great preteen humor.
Fantastic.
So yeah, look forward to that. He'll be showing up.
Your blend isn't bad though. It's just
right.
Yeah.
I think I got pretty close in everything but the fruitiness.
Which is like the main.
Which is like the main thing.
Yeah.
I get that, but
everything is right except for that main flavor profile.
Yeah.
Like of the stuff that makes up 20% of the dark, I got 100%. But the rest of the 80% of the dark that I missed, I didn't get any of. If that made any sense.
It didn't.
That happens. I mean, you can only expect so much from a random assortment of science.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Hey, so sorry, go ahead, Bonnie.
Oh, I was just wondering if maybe that richness in that dark cherry and chocolate isn't because of the age of the barrel. Like, is it sitting in there longer? And
yeah. Oh yeah, I would imagine it is.
Yeah.
There's really no substitute for time.
Yeah, you'd have to put some sort of expensive, heavily sherried whiskey in there to probably make up that difference. You have to go with like a Glendronach 18, something that's got some age to it.
Well, yeah. Ben Eves just said add a tiny splash of sherry.
Yeah, you could get some Pedro Jimenez sherry or something. And
I don't actually have any sherry in the house. I drank it all. Dang. Well, I'll be back in 20 minutes, guys. I got to run.
Have y'all done much of that? I mean, like, sherry is one, but port and Madeira and all these other things that whiskeys get finished in. I've been really fascinated with trying those things recently.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I had,
What was it? What did I just have? I had a 30-year-old ruby port just recently,
oh wow.
which I don't actually like port finished whiskeys that much, but port on its own is amazing. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I've been toying around with the idea of doing like a series like that.
Yeah. I had some Madeira. I've had plenty of whiskeys finished in Madeira, but I've had some straight up glass of Madeira for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and that was incredible. It was really like, you know, sweet and you know, fruity dessert wine. But then once the glass was empty and it kind of started to dry onto the sides of the glass, it straight up smelled like mushrooms and soy sauce.
Oh,
Interesting.
I think Brian would actually like that. Like he adds soy sauce and mushrooms to everything, like smoothies and stuff. It's so nasty.
or like oyster sauce. You know, I mean, it just smelled like really rich Asian sauces. You know.
Yeah.
All that umami.
Mm.
What's the Japanese oak called?
Mizunara.
Oh, so there you go, Kyoko. I forgot what I was gonna say now. It's begun, guys.
That point already. This is not a good sign, Vito. This
The
is not.
madness sets in.
I'm probably gonna need to take a slightly extended 15 to get some food into my wee body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wee baby Vito.
I was drinking all day yesterday, and I got like no sleep.
That was bad planning, wasn't it?
That was a bad idea.
It was very, very bad planning. Very bad planning.
You're
Very
old like us now. You can't do that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I know. Now that I'm 30, like I looked at over my buddy, and he knew what I was doing today, and I was like, I've made a bad decision. He's like, yeah, you did, and I'm gonna love it.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good friend when they just revel in your suffering.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, you fucked up. I'm not gonna stop you. You just fucked up.
I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch and enjoy the fact that you screwed up real bad. Do we want to take a little snack break so Vito can survive?
Yeah, it's getting to be about that time, and we have a 3 o'clock guest going in, don't we?
All right. So transition time.
Yes. Thank you, Bonnie. Can you tell the people where they can find you?
Oh, well, I have some of my work up online at sunshineclay.com. So I express myself better through my hands than on video, but
It's always a pleasure having you on.
yeah, there's that. Or you can follow me. Actually, if you follow me on Twitter, then you get my snarky side, and it's and the occasional drunk tweet. So find me at Invisible Wife at Invisible Wife. That's me.
Awesome.
We'll get links to all the
We'll get
things.
links in the description as well. But okay, Rotgut, go out.
All right, bye.
Oh, am I telling them?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Yeah, so you can find us on YouTube at the Rotgut Review, the only Rotgut Review. But yeah, and then we are also the Rotgut Review on Facebook and Twitter. We have a live stream on Tuesday, so make sure you stop in for that. We're going to be doing the Highland series of Highland Park products on Tuesday. And then we also update Wednesday and Friday with videos.
We appreciate if you like and subscribe.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and also, by middle of the month, we're going to be moving into a new space, and we're actually going to have a proper set with like decorations and stuff.
There's the decoration.
It's very abstract.
It's way too professional. I don't know if I like this anymore. This is
It's
Yeah,
art kind of speaks to me volumes. It's like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where if anyone's ever watched, where they're all in the art gallery, and the camera just pans to him, and he's just like staring, just like intently at a painting, and it just like zooms in all the way.
It's the little girl. It's the little girl in the park. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I feel like looking at the piece behind you.
My friend did this, and I'm in love. It's oil, you can't tell, but I have a lot of strong feelings about it, and duality of man and such. Our opinion. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with us today.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
It's just always fun to see you guys. So.
Always good to see you too, buddy.
Of course.
And especially more you, Erica, because Ed is like
Because he does
because
shit
I'm
like mix various whiskeys.
I'm a trash person. It's true.
A trash person.
All right. Bye now.
See ya.
All right,
Thanks for.
So go check Bonnie Brushwood and the Rotgut review out if you haven't already, and we'll be back in 9 minutes with our next guest. So we're gonna keep this live stream going. Stick around in the chat, talk amongst yourselves. We'll be right back.
Right. See you soon.
All right, I think we're back. We're just waiting on Brad.
Just waiting on Brad.
Man, but honestly, straight up, like the Ardbeg Redbreast blend is actually really good.
It's really solid. I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, seriously.
I
Like,
am.
I was sitting here just kind of like having some water, and I just kept on going back and smelling it.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good.
I'm cracking open some samples here from our next guest.
Ooh.
And I got there's a sheet going along with it.
That's actually a really good idea that I hadn't thought of until you just mentioned it. I literally have a box of samples behind me.
I don't have a box of samples. I feel so left out.
Well, you could have come here.
Oh, there's my box.
There it is.
So there's 5 samples.
All right, so is our next guest ready?
So
Brad, do you want me to add him in, or did you have them set up?
You can add them in. Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, I'll take care of it. 1 second. If I can figure out, do I have the capability of adding people? Actually, I don't think I can.
You have the link. You can send them the link.
Oh, I do have the link. Wow. Boy, it's gonna be a long day. All right.
Technology and a hangover.
Oh no, he said he needs it through his email, Brad.
What?
He needs to be added in through his email. He said.
Okay. It's probably using the app then.
Yeah. And I don't have an add to the conversation.
John was asking, did I change shirts? No, I've had my Garrison Brothers shirt on the whole time since we'll be at Garrison Brothers with John tomorrow for the bottling of the Texas Whiskey Trail barrel pick.
I literally have 5 unlabeled samples from Patrick. Okay.
They're numbered on the bottom.
All right, so
okay, yes, I see that.
So to answer Kilco, actually Kilco, can you drop your name? Because I apologize that I didn't. I don't know or don't remember, but I'm not turning into White Walker yet. I actually haven't started to drink this yet. That's gonna happen just after. That's gonna start happening when I finish the Ardbeg blend. And there's a Patrick Bologna from my whiskey.
You have a Patrick.
There is.
Hey.
Sorry, I switched to my phone instead of my computer, but whatever got me on here works.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Doing okay.
Doing fantastic, man.
Oh, geez, Whiskey in the Six just sent us a $21 super chat. Congrats, guys! Keep up the epic work.
Thanks,
Rob.
Thanks, Rob. Really appreciate that, and I will add a little bit more to the White Walker glass.
That's what I was going to ask, if you're still doing that or not.
Oh yeah, buddy. I'm still doing it.
Can we see the glass?
Oh yeah. Here, this is the glass right here. Oh. It's the whiskey tribe rock glass. You can just imagine how much is in here now.
It's getting pretty heavy. You might want to lighten that.
Yeah, I think I might have to start taking a little bit out of there soon. I'm trying to hold off as long as I can.
Jeffrey Patrone said you're angling for your own free Booker's moment.
I mean, but it wasn't free. Yes, I understand the sentiment, but yes, I don't know if I'll be able to find my way down the hallway to my room tonight. I'll have to get on a hang on and just have everyone coach me through it.
Yeah.
You can do it, man. You can find it. You can do it.
You can do it, buddy.
Got this. Just check your math. It's fine.
Put your phone up, viewing out, like it's further. It's the next door on the right. You just got to keep going.
Keep going.
We can.
So, Patrick, some cult members were nice enough to bring me some samples from you. So what should I be drinking?
Yeah, that's.
Well, I was gonna say now, mind you, on that apparently the list that I gave you, apparently two and 3 are inverted. I apparently figured that out with Mitch and Ray the other week. So number 2 is really Driftless Glen, and number 3 is Yahara Bay. But if you're gonna start on something right now, start on number 5, and I'll pour some of that myself.
Number 5. Number 5 is the J. Henry and Sons bourbon.
Yep.
7-year cask strength. It's 60.46%, and it's a 4 grain.
I believe so. Yes, and the corn comes from actually well, it doesn't come from the University of Madison, but they had to get the okay to use the red corn they're using because UW-Madison patented it back in like 1938, so they had to ask for their permission to even grow it.
Oh wow!
So, and the only other thing is everything else they make on their farm except for the barley that comes from maybe like 45 minutes away in Chilton. So.
Very cool. I'm excited to try this. Heirloom red corn. It just makes me think of Iron Root down here with the heirloom corn varieties. So I'm excited to see how this is.
I want to give a quick. Go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I just wanted to give a quick hello to Chris from Bourbon Saints joining us in chat. Matthew Wright has also joined us in. And Matthew Wright, I miss you, man. I say that every time he pops in the chat every now and then, but I don't know if you caught it, but we did pour some Ugadal earlier.
Nice.
His favorite.
That is his favorite.
I have one of those.
Actually, right now, his favorite is this right here. The Madeira single cask.
I've heard wonderful things about that.
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued how this is going to compare to some of your Texas whiskeys. That's all.
Well, I mean, it's certainly older than most, so
it'll be like your 3-year-old.
Right, exactly.
It's got an appropriately high proof.
Yeah, that's definitely in the Texas style. Then.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, and congratulations on all the 1,000 subscribers and more.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Happy to be one of them.
It's been a journey. Oh God. Oh my God.
Donald Rance.
Cheers, Donald.
He might actually die.
There's a good chance. Like I have to work like a 14-hour shift tomorrow.
Well, you're gonna have to
not plan this out well.
That's very poor planning on your part.
I worked on everything but the bookends of this day. I worked hard to get this day happening, and I didn't think about yesterday or tomorrow.
You're holding up pretty well so far, I gotta say.
What's that?
You're holding up pretty well so far, I gotta say.
We'll see how I feel in like an hour.
You're looking loose now.
Yeah. I really like this, Patrick. I really do. That's really good. You can tell it reminds me of Iron Root a little bit with the red corn that's in here.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why when you guys started talking about them and they become a little more prominent, I was always like, I'd love to see what some of the weird ones they're using down there turn out like compared to this. That's all.
No, that's good. That's really good.
Cult members want to try a little bit of this.
Oh, I forgot Graham's there. Do you guys? Hey, Graham. Do you guys have any Elijah Craig at your house, Brad? E.H. Taylor. It's E.H. Taylor. Sorry.
I should have a sample of E.H. Taylor here.
Yeah, I have a bottle.
Okay, I was gonna say you could. I know you might have the 2 cans there then of that tea. I'm like, you guys could try the Colonel Taylor's tea.
That's right. Do that. That's right. I should have brought my bottle.
We could make
that.
No, you were good.
I don't know for the sample left.
Okay,
we could probably work it out.
There it is.
Sorry.
Just saying for the people in the background.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. So Vito, I'm sorry you don't have.
The cult showed up to punish me, and they brought gifts from other people for some reason. It wasn't.
That's how it works. Someone punishes you, someone pleasures you.
It's true.
Sorry, Patrick, you were saying you're asking me something.
I just said sorry your samples haven't reached you yet, Vito.
It's okay, buddy. Don't worry.
They're here now. They'll get to him very soon.
Yeah,
time to get.
I planned on coming back up to Ottawa within the next 2 weeks. Oh, look, Vito.
Yeah. Okay.
There was plans. There was intention of me actually being in Ottawa for this stream. Like me and Brad would just be drinking. And I didn't know anything about them being like Christina and Lance being there or anything like or any examples, but work didn't pan out. And I have to work tomorrow, and I couldn't do it.
I tried to convince him as much as I could without spoiling things that we should do the stream together, either here or in Toronto.
But responsibility reared its ugly head.
I hate work. Work ruins everything. So I want to quickly answer Ryan because he asked a question. If we decided it was one time per channel or once per person, because my channel has 4 people, just saying, and he's referencing
That's a good point. That's a good
the super chats to fill up my glass with White Walker. No, it's once per account.
I mean, regardless, you're going to reach the rim of that glass one way or another.
Oh,
So-
but we're only what 2? No, we're 3 hours in, and it's well past the 3/4 mark.
Yeah, I mean, you're done.
Over the top in 10 minutes.
Like I want to know how much is in, how many ounces in a Canadian rocks glass.
If your liver wants to know.
I just want to see one big gulp level it down.
Oh,
No, definitely not. I did that on the last stream we did where Brad was supposed to get fired, and I poured in about, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 8 ounces of shitty whiskey, and I chugged it. And because I wasn't talking, my video feed went away, and no one saw me actually chug it.
Oh, I remember that.
Except for Brad.
I saw it. It's okay. I can vouch. He did in fact. It was horrible.
Yeah, and I will never chug shitty whiskey ever again. I don't want to chug whiskey to begin with, but I will never chug shitty whiskey ever again.
I like that it took that experience for you to learn that lesson.
Well, you know what? Like I have this really bad idea or like thought in my head that I'm not 30 yet. I'm still like young. I can still do stupid shit and not feel the consequences. But every time I do that, I realize, no, I'm 30. It hurts to do stuff like that. Don't do that again.
Yeah, no, don't feel too bad. It took me until I was about 35 to figure out that I was over 30. So
I'm on the verge of 30.
Glass is a third of a liter.
Wow.
A third of a liter there, Vito.
Man,
320 mil.
320. Oh my.
Yeah, you're gonna want to space that out. You don't want to wait for that all at the end of the night. I mean, you better start drinking some of that now.
Yeah, I mean, if you just chug that whole thing, man, you'll be coherent for like
20
10 minutes and then just fall over.
Do not chug it, please. I don't want to have to be the one to explain to your mother.
My mother just walked down, looked at me, shook her head, and walked away. Because she heard us talking about the White Walk, and she was like, "They walked away."
That's an appropriate response. Yeah.
Yep.
That is a totally fair response.
So, what are the cultists in the background drinking? I see a glass in Christina's hand, but I don't know if there's whiskey in it. It's empty. Oh no, there's a bit of whiskey in there.
Yeah, it's a drum.
Drum.
Oh, drum committee release.
And I have nothing right now.
What?
Graham,
Why don't you stop being
This is a drink
host,
stream.
Brad, and
Get
get
it in your hands.
some whiskey?
Brad, be a better host.
They know that they can get whatever they want, which is a risky proposition on my part, but
Hey, I have an idea. Hey, chat, super chat Brad to drink some Canadian Mist.
Mm.
okay. Any super chat more than like $5 that wants me to drink Canadian Mist, I'm up for that.
I feel like you should ruin something with Canadian Mist.
No, I want to see him drink.
I did that the last stream, but I can do that again.
Consider it a 2-for-1.
I want to see Brad drink the straight Canadian.
Brand Canadian Mist.
He's always drinking it. By the way, did it rain over in Ottawa just now?
A while ago, I think.
Okay, so it did pass through you. Okay, because it poured when we went live here, and now it's all sunny and beautiful, and I have the window open and it's glorious.
So
I saw Patron in the chat is saying I should drink for the love of the game.
Hey, with the $10.
Yes, I am currently drinking for the love of the game. If I'm going to drink Canadian Mist, I gotta get a little something.
Oh, there's Matthew Wright. He's making it happen. $10.
You're right, good, Brad. Okay, apparently I need the Canadian Mist.
Graham, get the Canadian Mist.
I don't want Canadian Mist.
Don't do it. It's toxic. Don't touch it, Christina.
He needs another bottle.
Here's Gretchen's putting in $5.05.
I thank you, Graham, but I'm not particularly thankful, unfortunately. But I will. I happen to have a clean glass beside me, so I can have a Canadian Mist glass.
I like how up until this point I've avoided all of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'll
sitting here.
have your moment.
It's gonna turn on you.
You will have your moment, Josh.
No, see, I'm just I'm expensive. That's
Right.
I don't work for free.
Redheads always are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, redheads always are. That's right. You got to pay extra for the ginger.
Gretchen.
Yeah.
Gretchen with the super chat to get me to drink more. But I will add. I'll just
See, the last two have been towards Brad, so I'm not adding into my Canadian Mist because
2-for-1.
Doesn't it stack?
What would even be my what would be my?
I told you, man. Yeehaw, Strum.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I could do that, I guess. But
I mean, Josh.
Yeah?
I am fairly sure that you have some Gretzky 99 over there.
I think that's true. Yeah.
And you're telling me that's good stuff.
That would be an adequate punishment given your palate.
Jeffrey Patron hitting me where it hurts.
Oh my God, dude! You have to now.
So here's the thing.
Chad is getting aggressive.
I told the story about how me and Daniel and one other gentleman were invited to Balcones this last week to help them blend or figure out the blend for this year's Mirador. So the night before, I brought my bottle of Mirador over to sit down with Daniel, and we write down some notes about what we think Mirador is and what it should taste like. And I left my bottle of Mirador with the graduating Psalms that night.
Oh,
not a lie. I have no Mirador up in this cabinet right now.
I believe you when you say it.
Because there was this much left, and like one of the guys that had just graduated, I was about to leave, and I said, "Hey, you want this? You guys drink the rest of it."
Wow.
I could bring.
Okay, so if that's the case, I want Jeffrey to suggest a different Balcones. Thank you, Gretchen.
Yeah, you can pick a different Balcones.
I've had Canadian Mist is really rough. Yeah.
Hey, did you drink it
too?
I had a sip, so I mean, I still have a bunch left, but I have had some.
How does it taste?
It tastes like sadness.
What are we doing?
It's melon flavored acetone.
Yeah. You have to chug the still Austin.
No. Why would I chug it?
Okay, he said the sherry.
Somehow this has gotten worse.
Sherry cask. Sherry cask and sherry cask what? Brimstone?
I guess.
Sherry?
So.
Or True Blue Cask Strength. Matthew Wright says True Blue Cask Strength. I believe. I mean, Jeffrey Patron's the one that put up the $15.
He
So,
put up the super chat. He decides which whiskey to blend with mist.
so Jeffrey, did you mean the Brimstone PX or what?
Yeah.
I feel like I could dump in
It's a PX,
Canadian Mist
exactly.
into Brimstone PX and it would just like it would just kind of vanish.
No, I
It'd be
did.
fine.
Still
No,
taste it.
I
Awful.
wish I still had some Brimstone PX. I might.
Oh, the Brujeria. Okay, yeah, okay.
But that's Matthew. Matthew's saying Brujeria.
That's probably that makes sense. That's the sherry single malt.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I want to wait for Jeffrey Patron to say okay.
Yeah, no, he did Brujeria.
Did he?
Oh,
My chat is for
Already being mixed.
reason. BBC and mist, sweet tea.
Ooh.
See, I would do that, but I don't have mist on hand, so
What about Canadian Hunter?
I don't have Canadian Hunter either.
Oh,
that's not surprising. He does have plenty of Alberta Premium and Crown and
So
JP Deluxe, all
Okay.
kinds of stuff.
thank
Alberta
you for
Premium.
a backup bottle of this because Brujeria. That's what we're talking about, Jeffrey Patron.
No worries.
Um,
He said he forgot how to spell it. Sorry for the confusion. No worries, buddy. And Brad doesn't have. Well, he has a small sample of the BBC. So,
I don't know if you should ruin a sample of the beer.
okay. And we all agree that this is punishment enough for me not to mix bad whiskey with good whiskey. Okay.
Fair.
So you guys can control the other bad mixes.
Okay.
Like call out or.
Here's a question: am I allowed to mix anything with this abomination that is called Canadian Mist?
I mean, it was called out for you to drink some, so I think unless otherwise stated in the super chat, you can't mix it.
Damn it!
So I'd like to point out that Canadian Mist, it's a blended Canadian whiskey, a superb whiskey known for its mellow character and smooth taste.
Hey, did you know that Canadian Mist is actually made by American?
Melon and nail polish remover.
Good lies.
So here's a fun fact. Did everyone know that Canadian Mist is made by Americans behind enemy lines?
Yeah, Brown Foreman, right?
Feeding the illusion that Canadian whiskey.
It's an American company that has a distillery in Canada specifically for it.
Yep, it's Brown Foreman.
Mhm.
All right, there's a half ounce in Canadian Mist, and Jared, if you ever see this, I'm sorry.
You can still taste the mist. Why is the aftertaste so long?
I mean, can we get Jared on right now to like just witness this?
Jared Hemstead? No.
Probably. I mean, could we? Possibly. Should we? No.
Yeah.
Josh will be invited back. for
We will never speak of this with him because we are visiting the distillery in October. So
what did you say, Patrick?
I was just saying, don't show him this. You won't be invited back for tastings.
That's right.
Right. No, as long as he says it tastes horrible, then his tastes are still okay.
Yeah.
Brad,
It adds a special quality.
Yes.
did you by chance swap out the Alberta Premium in this bottle with Canadian Mist?
I did not.
Okay. So the Alberta Premium still has that weird dank diaper medicinal weirdness about it.
Oh my god, it's totally ruined it.
It ruined. I told you it would. I told you it would.
Donald Rance just gave a super chat specifically so that I would not mix the mist.
Yeah. You can't dilute it.
Damn
Oh
it.
my god, Donald Rance with the Sepektu fucking reference.
I
I'm
like
swearing
that.
now. Now I'm getting silly.
Seppuku.
No rents.
Oh,
Canadian
I
Mist. Golden Call.
Damn you.
you guys are all drinking terrible stuff.
I mean, yeah, we're like an hour late to this.
A little bit of that good stuff that I poured out of your sample.
We should have done this with Ed on.
I am so disappointed right now.
I'm upset.
You can
I'm
tell it in your
upset
face.
currently that I'm drinking Canadian Mist instead of all of the magnificent whiskeys that are around me currently.
Like this is a wonderful whiskey. I am a giant fan, but
Bavaria is amazing.
But I can taste just enough of how good it is.
In here.
Oh, the Kalila 50.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, Swami from Montreal. Thanks, brother. With the
People have invaded my house and are drinking my good whiskey while I'm drinking Canadian Mist. This is how much I appreciate the community of Cask Strength. That I'm willing to deal with this nonsense.
I think you should have like a little camera on Lance and Christina and see what they're drinking while you're doing this. Things are just.
I don't want to know. I would prefer that it's a secret at this point. It's fine.
So Swami, you just popped in. I'm pouring half an ounce of the White Walker, Johnny Walker, into a big glass with every super chat that we get. I'm gonna drink it at the end of it. So there's your contribution to this monstrosity. And thanks, man. Really appreciate the support.
Welcome to Montreal. $10.
It's gonna be a long day tomorrow, Vito.
Oh boy. Well, the good thing is that I won't be on the floor dealing with customers. I'm just gonna be pouring. So as long as I can do simple math, I'll be okay. I hope. Maybe.
Yeah. I just poured some.
Kilco, the Dream Cask. I'm not.
No, don't touch that.
Just no.
No. That's off limits.
No.
That's off limits.
There are very few things in there that I'm just not going for at this point, and the Dream Cask is definitely one of them. After that nonsense,
That would be one of them.
It is there, just 8 feet away from us.
It's there, but no.
Yeah, but 8 feet away from us.
No.
Jason, if you want to tee up with some White Walker for in an hour, yeah, for sure.
You know what this oddly like this this is so disappointing to me right now. The Braheria with the Canadian Mist, it is transformed into. Have you ever had a really poorly cooked steak that is like also with shitty steak sauce on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's been many years because I know what a good steak is, but yes, I do know.
Yeah, this is like a terrible steak covered in A1 sauce or something.
I really do like A1 sauce though, like on a burger.
It was like glazed in A1 sauce.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't mean to take such.
Why are we doing this?
I ask myself that every day.
I could be drinking so many wonderful things.
This is your punishment. You just this entire day is a means of punishing you for all the atrocities that you've committed inside of my home.
Are you still upset you haven't found it?
Yes, I'm still upset. The only atrocity that I've done to your home is give you free whiskey.
And those are only the atrocities you know.
Is bad free whiskey really like a gift?
Have you figured out which bottle?
The only thing that I have done is give you dozens of bottles of whiskey.
That's like giving somebody a puppy that shits all over the floor.
I'm sorry, but Hiram Walker Special Old Rye Whiskey is not.
I mean, it's whiskey. Clearly, you've been drinking
It's whiskey.
It literally says lightweight, unbreakable. What does that even mean?
The bottle.
It's talking about the bottle. You know?
Yeah.
It won't weigh you down if you carry it around in your pants pocket.
Because it's plastic.
If it's in your pocket and you fall down,
That's a marketing thing. Whiskey is if they have to use that for marketing.
Yeah.
We expect people who are really drunk to buy our stuff.
That's right.
You got
Oh. That's awesome. But no, if you guys how much more do you have left in yours, Josh? Is it quite a bit of your
the abomination I just created? Yeah. No, I'm going to set that aside a little bit, and we can try another one of yours.
I've got to set my this aside just at least for a little while, just to settle. Otherwise,
I finished my Alberta Premium.
I was gonna say number 4 is Jay Reiger, and that's a little bit more put together all the way through. Otherwise, number 2 is like a Driftless Glen Young Rye, but it's like cask strength. So you guys can pick, because that would be the next 2 I would jump to.
So number 4 is blend of straight bourbon, light corn whiskey, and straight rye. All aged at least 4 year, small amount of 15-year-old Oloroso sherry. And you say Dave Pickerel helped start the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on this blend and stuff he did.
Well, I think I'm going to go with number 4 then. That sounds pretty good.
I'm gonna go hunt that one down.
That does sound good.
All right, I'll be right back.
That's what I'm enjoying.
Early break.
Yeah. That's the first one where he goes to get food and comes back.
So you have the actual bottle of this?
Yeah. It is.
Oh, right on.
This is
It's
the
very-
Holiday label. They have a different one, but it's the same juice on the inside.
Oh, okay.
They actually have something else that they come out with that is called the Monocle, and that one is actually aged in some huge Oloroso sherry butts, and it's like seasonal, but it sounded delicious. And I was like, it's one of those things where I'm starting to find small distilleries, and I'm like, I want 2 of your seasonal releases, and I don't, but you have to travel everywhere. I'm like, I can't wait for some of these places to be able to ship it. Like, I can't wait for Amazon to take over like here, like it did in Europe, where it's like, yes, I would like 2 bottles of your special release, ship it here. 2 from Philadelphia, 2 from Louisiana, 2 from Texas.
Right.
But when you have to show up everywhere, it's inhibiting.
That's very, very true.
Having to physically go out into the world is definitely a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like sometimes worse if you live like, I mean, there's a bunch of distilleries doing cool stuff here, and you're like, well, technically I'm close enough to go pick that stuff up, and I guess there goes my weekend again. You know, it's like it would almost be better at times if it wasn't even an option.
Sure. If you could just get it shipped to someone else's house, and then a couple times a year,
you know.
Yeah.
Someone else brings it over the border for you.
Don't know anyone who does that.
I don't know who would do such things, but
Oh boy.
That's not.
Hey, it's getting to that point, is it? It might be time for a food break, I think.
Yeah, food would be a good idea.
Could be rolling up on that. Another 10-15 minutes.
This is really nice. I like that. It actually kind of reminds me of Midrunner Night's Dram, sort of, almost.
Out of the ones I gave everyone, I thought this was probably like the most cohesive all the way through.
Sure.
Beginning to end, and you can really tell there's some sherry in there for sure. So.
Yeah, no, that is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I might be slightly biased given that I'm coming off nonsense, but that's tasty.
That's the way my channel sets things up. Everything we've had is delicious.
All right. I'm gonna finish off this hour with some Glendronach peated portwood. Out of if anyone's been keeping up with the shenanigans, out of an Alberta Premium bottle. But it is in fact Glendronach peated Portwood.
I love how you're just putting off that massive glass of water until like 9:30 tonight.
Dan Hayes is requesting an Ella cameo.
Oh, some Ella.
Let me see if I can get her. She might be napping, but let's see.
Oh, this peated Portwood is so good.
It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, that peated Portwood is tasty.
It's like rich.
All right.
I don't even know if I can describe it properly.
Come on.
Lock into Josh's camera.
Yeah. My problem is I don't know how to go back afterwards.
So this girl right here, she recently had a little bit of oral surgery. She had a tooth extraction, and she was very sad for a couple of days. She's back to her normal self.
Ella.
Little tore up the first day.
Yeah. Ella. Hi.
Ella, speak.
Camera all of a sudden.
Is it time for belly rub? Huh?
What a good girl.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's good.
Ella. You speak? Speak? Say something. Huh? No? No? You speak? Yeah? Yeah. What else? No? Not talking?
Kilko in the chat is wondering if we can raffle off some Irish peated mixes that might be up to snuff with the Redbreast 12 and Arctic. I don't know what the legality would be on YouTube, but we can definitely look into it and see what we would need to do to make that work and not be problematic.
I'm going to tell you what is a great combo if you have access to it is Irish whiskey with a dash of Balcones Brimstone.
Any Irish whiskey? Or would it depend on the ABV? Because I feel like a 40% wouldn't.
I feel like, you know, it's I would use it on an Irish whiskey that's not super special, right?
Okay.
So, and really, like when I say a dash of brimstone, I don't mean like half an ounce. I mean, I mean like a quarter, an eighth, like just a little tiny bit.
Donald Rance, I vote for the Tyrconnell Madeira.
Yeah.
Save the dissertation for later because I plan on opening that up in the next hour.
Oh, and that's a beautiful thing, man. I love that. Sorry, dissertation.
I prefer the Tyrconnell.
Have you had the dissertation, Patrick?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, dissertation is great.
Oh, it's great, but I think I like the Tyrconnell better.
It's one of those ones that I hadn't really had one that made me super angry at Canada. I got angry.
Have you had the 35 yet?
No, I haven't had. No.
Like the rest
Right.
of there were some good ones and stuff, but then all of a sudden I had that, and I was like, "You guys are holding back and are assholes."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most of the interesting things don't get real distribution in the U.S.
Yeah.
I keep telling you, Patrick, you got to come up and visit.
Yep.
It was tempting. There was a point where maybe Toronto this year, but it's probably going to be next year.
Hey, I'm not moving.
Okay. Tie it into the Cornwall Festival.
There you go.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is amazing. Apparently, I'm definitely going this coming year.
What festival is it?
There's a whiskey festival in Cornwall.
In Cornwall.
Okay.
When's this?
By all accounts, it's probably the best one in Canada. Whiskeys of the world.
When is this?
It's in March.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so that's something to look forward to for next March.
Yeah, that's exciting. I was going to say, otherwise, the only
we can get a crowd going. That'd be just awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And everything's on site. It's at the Nav Center in Cornwall. You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, so Patrick, if you make it up to Toronto, we can just drive over there.
That's cool. I was gonna say the only other time Toronto was looking exciting is when you guys had that comedy festival and Oktoberfest on the same weekend.
Yeah. Oktoberfest is I always go to Oktoberfest with one of my old bosses. Like every year we just became a tradition that even now he's not my boss anymore. We still go, and it's a disaster.
I saw your pictures from last year and it made me want to go.
Man, like I love it because I have like a legit like Munich made lederhosen. Like it's heavy as a motherfucker. I only whip it out.
Lederhosen?
I have a proper lederhosen.
Then you have
I heard mini lederhosen. I'm just wondering what it covers.
It covers just enough.
It's
Yikes.
sexy lederhosen.
Hey, Jeremy Sims is awake.
Jeremy Simpson woken up.
Oh, you missed a lot, Jeremy.
Does that mean he basically slept for 4 hours and then just woke up?
Yeah, probably. Hey, I don't. It's the usual 4 or 5 hours with Jeremy, and he's.
Yeah.
Also, I got an email response back from another certain person on that side of the world. Maybe he or she may be joining us later potentially.
Yeah. Time zones are a real bitch, but
Yeah. That's why I kind of want to do like a full not a full day, but something longer so that people from the UK can participate, which we've seen, right?
yeah.
And because we've been teasing it for such a long time, not even teasing, just like saying we're gonna do it. And it seemed like a really fitting way to incorporate the UK people.
So why don't you guys do like what we've been talking about before, like a cast strength after dark, where it's actually like daylight for them?
Well, a little cast strength after dark is sure to come.
Yeah,
a little bit later today.
All right, Patrick. We're gonna take a bit of a food break right now. Do you want to plug your stuff?
Hey, when you get a chance to stop over at my whiskey den, we're reviewing whiskeys from the Midwest and sending them out to great channels like this one to see what everyone has to think about it from different regions, because you kind of get acclimatized and everyone has different flavor patterns. So cheers to you guys and your 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'm going to make you drink at least one more time before I leave. You guys have a good rest of the day.
Thanks again for the samples. That finally made it to me.
Hey,
So,
they got there in a decent time.
Hey, you got him before me.
They're here waiting for you.
Yeah, I know. I'll be there. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you and your channel and your friendship. So thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Perfect. You guys have a good rest of the day. See you.
Thanks.
All right, you too.
All right, so
We'll be back, 20 minutes or so.
Are we starting the other link, or are we going to continue this one for the foreseeable bit?
The other link would probably be better, just because if you go more than 4 hours, YouTube can get a little weird.
Okay, so then let's do that. Okay, so guys, if you want to hop on to the other link, it's on our front page. It's part 2 of this stream. Go click on that. Hang out in the chat. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes or so. We're just gonna grab some food and kind of reset for the next run.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Then we'll see you at the food break.
All right.
Cheers. Ciao.